Here. All right, everyone. I think we're live here at Tim and Dom, the online Big Blue New York Giants football show and extravaganza. Dom, you're looking dapper. Do you have the man blanket?
Yeah, naturally.
Look at that. We got another window opening up.
Oh no,
Another window.
I had an eclectic mix while I was waiting to be let into the room. You know,
well, it's not my fault.
Bit of hip hop. Some guys getting shot in the butt, then a skinny butt, a big butt, a little butt. They were getting shrapnel all over the place. Then something smelled of fish. I mean, we were all over the shop.
Right. It was. I told you what happened was we lost power on Friday, and everything just went crazy on my computer. And I probably should have turned on my computer before the stream. I had to drink some tea here because we had an illness in the house. Good morning, good afternoon, Tim and Dom. What's good? Everything's good. It's all good.
It's all good. We both have power again.
We both have power. Which is the best part. Dom had a storm too. But Dom, but your storm lasted a couple days though, didn't it?
I think we probably we got one on Friday that was quite bad, and then Sunday was a slightly less bad storm. But we survived both,
We survived both and Jeff says, we survived both to start a new season. We are 154 subscribers away from 10,000.
And in around about an hour and 45 minutes, you'll be 254 subscribers.
Yes, because we always lose subscribers when Dom's on. But think about that. 10,000, Dom. 10,000 subscribers. And
10,000 subscribers.
It's we had 100. What are we at? We're at like 78,000 views this month. It's one of our largest months as well. And I went back and I looked at it, and it was December 19th that the channel took off. And I don't know why, because that was the Giant Cowboys game. And I don't remember what happened either during or after the Cowboys game that either Joe Judge did that I must did a video, and like I said, the channel took off from there.
I mean, there were so many things to choose from that he could have done at that point that he's not surprised we couldn't remember what he did.
But I couldn't remember what he did on the Cowboy game. I'm still for the life of me can't remember.
Was that the Tony breakout one, or was it the other debacle?
I don't know, because I'm hoping he could do it again or do something similar, because I need to get up. Oh, it's Zach Attack is in the house. Oh, we have to wish happy birthday to Zach. It's Zach's birthday today. Everyone wishes Zach Attack a happy birthday, also known as the Googler.
I was going to say happy birthday to the Googler.
Hopefully
he's had a few bevies and we'll be a bit slow on the Google tonight, so I can pretend to be good at it.
The Googling. I'm going to have I'm toasting to the Googler. Happy birthday, Googler. Phil Sims, my hero, says, I have the power. Do you have the power? Because we have the power too. About time. And Grant, it wouldn't be a day, Don, without Grant Anderson telling us that MetLife sucks. The Giants need to move back to New York. Their real home, not no. I just love the fact that, I mean, it would not be a show if Two-Toed wouldn't stop by, and Grant did not tell us, and the Googler was here, but it would not be a show if Grant didn't tell us MetLife sucks, and the Giants need to move back to New York. Wouldn't be, they got to go back to the Polo Grounds, even though they ripped that down.
I think Grant, you might be waiting some time for that wish, but we can but hope that they return to New York. But they're in New Jersey for tax reasons or something, isn't it?
Oh, Judge said after that game that this is not a clown show. Look at that. The Googler coming rolling. Don, where the hell you been? The Googler coming rolling in. For those that are just joined in late, I was wondering, we were trying to figure out how we're getting to 10,000 subscribers. We're trying to figure that out.
If I Googled silly things Joe Judge has said, I would break my internet.
I was like, you would break Google. You might actually find it, though, if you Google that. The Love God comes out and says, happy birthday. Hirsch for real says, happy birthday. Mr. Alvarez says, happy birthday to the Zach Attack. Oh, Dom. March 16th kicks off this season. March 14th is legal tampering period for the NFL, of course. So you can legally talk to free agents and sign them and blah, 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 blah.
If you're tampering, is it really legal? I mean, I know it's. Couldn't they come up with a better name? Tampering, by definition, is illegal. I would have said in terms of sports, but okay.
Do you think they could come up with a better name of why the hell would they even have the rule of 51?
Because if they didn't have the rule of 51, you
I would have nothing to talk
couldn't
about.
pontificate on it.
I would have nothing to talk about without the rule of 51.
You'd have nothing to pontificate on.
Joe Judge is an idiot. So, and he's gone. But we have the Shane. Now, the Shane is saying that he wants to clear he wants to have $40 million in cap space. And I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. But I keep pointing this little fact out, and you know my math. You know how wonderful I am at math. Let's just say
when it comes to the cap, your math is excellent. When it comes to it seems to be all over the place.
When it comes to the cap, my math is excellent. Let's say we're 16 million over the cap, because there's different numbers and there's bonuses and some things such as that. So we have to be at zero by the 16th at 4 p.m. We have to be at zero. We have to have, we have to be under the cap. So
busy 20 days.
Busy 20 days. And people keep saying, well, he's got to clear 40 million. No, he's got to clear 56 million in cap space.
Because he's already negative. So you need to add that on.
You need to clear. And I think people forget that you need to get rid of that first 16 before you could start working on the 40.
I mean, he needs to get the 16 for argument's sake. That he needs to clear in the next 20 days. The problem is legal tampering period.
Tampering period.
We need to find a different name. I'm not dealing with that for the next however long. He needs to, when that starts. Well, if he's not under the cap, he can't really do a lot. So, he is going to need to get a little bit further if we want to bring someone in, and we are a few players short of a full roster at this moment in time. But that didn't stop Gettleman, of course. We played with less than 53 on the roster for their last game.
Well, someone asked me today or yesterday, I can't remember what day it was. They asked me. Here we're going. Happy birthday, Zach. They asked me, they said, do you think the Giants, we had 53, well, you think they'll continuously have 53 men on the roster this year? And I was thinking to myself, he's got to get rid of 56 million to be at his goal. And we're not even talking about the rookie salary pool yet. We're not even mentioning that. I have come.
Let's call that what, 20?
Yeah, let's just call it 20.
Sure, so that's 30.
No, it's not going to be 20. It's going to be like 12 or 13. It's going to be 12 or 13 probably.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think we're going to trade. I think we're going to move. I think we're going to move that seventh pick. But I keep thinking to myself, and that's what I say to myself. You had a going. I keep saying to myself, because that's what I talk to myself. I don't remember where I was going with that.
You're supposed to talk to the smartest person in the room, so you really shouldn't be talking to yourself.
Well, that's true. But I'm still trying to think because I'm getting text messages. I'm getting confused now.
Multitasking, a strong point, right?
I'm just thinking with this, and I like the Shane right now. I like the Shane at the moment. That could change. And the reason why I liked the Shane, and I did a video about it, he came out and said, Dom, that we can't just devoid the roster of talent. Because everyone's like, oh, we're going to get rid of Bradbury. We're going to get rid of Martinez. You're going to get rid of Shepard. You're going to do this. And he even came out and said, whoa, stop. Hammer time. Sorry. He said, you cannot devoid the roster of talent. And he basically mentioned that if you get rid of Bradbury, yeah, you're getting rid of X amount of money, but you're going to have to bring in a guy who's going to be making quite less to take over for a guy who the season before was a Pro Bowler or played at a Pro Bowl level. And I think a lot of fans, either they don't want to hear that or they just want it just to be like Madden where you can reset the cap anytime you want.
It's true. You use the example of Bradbury, and I haven't got it in front of me. I could look it up, but let's say you save 12 million on that for Bradbury, right? Well, how much of that are you going to spend to bring in? You're going to have to, let's say you bring someone in for 5 million. So you save 7 million, but the difference between Bradbury and that corner coming in on 5 million is going to probably significant drop off unless you have someone looking for a 1-year prover deal. And there aren't probably that many out there that are going to be in that place. So I think he has two options. He either tries to ride it out and bring in some very cheap guys in the back end of the roster, but more than you would normally have on league minimum contracts, or he does avoid the team of talent this year and go, do you know what? We'll do our best, and if that's best is 2 wins, and we're the worst team in football, then so be it. But we're ready to go with cap space in 2023. I suspect he will do a little bit of both. We are not in a position where we are 5 players, 6 players away from being a contender. We're a long way from that, and we don't have the cap space to do it. So he's got 2 choices there.
Here's a big question for Hirsch for real. Does Zach get a free lap dance at Poppycockers for his birthday?
Sure, 100%. Our champagne room's all yours, Zach.
Champagne room is all for Zach. You know what's funny? I was gonna send when Zach told me his birthday, I was gonna send him a ring. I was like, I just sent Zach a ring. he just freaking got it. You don't get 2. I don't like anybody that much. Mr. Alvarez says, I saw a rumor said the Giants want to trade for Bradley Chubb. Do you think it's true? I don't think it's true. I mean, I think they want to trade for Joe Burrows. I think they want to. I think they want to go and trade for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I think there's a lot of people want to trade. But the only problem is, and again, it's the whole cap situation. How can you fit? What are you looking at, Tom? What are you looking at? Why are you not paying attention to the stream?
I'm paying attention.
No, you're not paying attention.
We're talking about Bradley Chubb, and you're saying the cap situation, and Bradley Chubb's going to come with, I would have thought, somewhere around.
You were trying to Google it to look smart.
Okay. No, I haven't actually. I'm Googling it now.
You Google Bradley Chubb. We'll all hold.
Yes, you're going to have to wait a while because I hadn't started.
Oh, my God. No, we can't trade for Bradley. Happy birthday, Zach. You guys have a great show. That's why you have to hit 10K. Keep up the good work. Talking
13.9 million guaranteed.
Way to go, Dom. Dom's back. Dom's done Googling. Oh, good to say
I told you I wasn't Googling. I'm following the sport on the other team.
Oh my God. Let's see what Grant Anderson says here. I'm not saying the Giants have to move back to New York. They can go north of the Bronx and Westchester County, New York, Long Island. No, because then they're the Long Island Giants. Then they're the Westchester Giants. And they're the Bronx Giants. There's only one New York. And I know people say, well, the state's New York. No, there's only one New York City. New York City. When does the league set the new cap numbers? It's probably 8. I believe the cap number is going to be 208. Has the cap already been increased with the revenue from the 17th game? You know what's funny about the 17th game, Dom? Google it. But I don't know if they've included, I don't think they've actually adjusted the revenue for the 17th game. And the 17th game is not going to give you as much revenue outside of the TV revenue for each individual team. Google it.
Don't make me Google it. It will take me 3 years.
Google it. So do we need to cut? Yeah, we got to cut 56 million. If you want to be 40 million under the cap, you got to get rid of the 16 million you got over the cap. And doing the Dom math, $12 million.
And you're going to have 33, 34 men on the roster. So you're going to have to use that to bring in nearly 20 guys.
It'll be good. It'll be, and that's the other thing. That's the other thing I think some Giants fan miss. You cut these guys, you got to replace them. I think what do we have? 40 something men on the roster right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm not only going to have to Google the roster, I'm going to have to start counting it.
Dom, you're supposed to have the windows open. You're supposed to have roster open. You're supposed to have all this contractual shit open. This is your job.
I've got the salary cap open. What more do you want?
Okay, well, count how many players are there.
Oh, that would be good. That would be smart, wouldn't it? 55 active players currently, but that includes players that are definitely not going to be there. So there we go.
He just needs a timeout. He just needs a timeout. Mr. What's going on, my friend? What's going on, my friend? What's going on now? How you doing? Happy birthday, Zach. Did you guys see that the new Giant Life video with the Shane and Dable setting expectations? I saw the new video. Dom, did you see the new video that came out from the Giants about the Giants setting expectations?
I heard someone talking about it.
Yeah, but did you see the video?
Yes, I did actually. I did see the video. Would you like my thoughts on it?
No. I would not like your thoughts on it. What's going on, Al? How you doing, my friend? You gonna guess? Give us your thoughts on the video. I'm a little slow today. Give us your thoughts on the video.
Do you know why I'm slow today? Yeah, look, I mean,
that's a great breakdown.
I know. Thanks. Let's see what happens when it comes to the new season, when it comes in. But again, you've got to like what they're saying at this moment in time. I think it's sensible. It's trying to set expectations for the new season that are not unrealistic. But I think that we could be the worst team in football. But you can't come out and say that.
Well, no, you can't come out and say it. You can't come out and say we suck. Well, yeah, you can. He's basically come out and said it a couple times. Zach just got out of lab. He's out of lab. Good for you, Zach.
The question is, when's Zach getting to poppycockers?
That's true. I mean, that's. I hope that Mr. Alvarez says, I hope the Giants don't try for the playoffs at the beginning of the rebuild. They just do to repeat the cycle of stupidity that's been here for years. I don't think they're going to try.
Well, I think they're going to try, but I don't
think they're going to. I don't think they're going to tank. But I think the expectation is going to be, we don't have the talent. We don't have the talent level. I mean, and I think that's what we got to look at. We didn't have the talent last year either, and I got blasted for saying we don't have the talent.
This team is gonna try really hard in every game. I think they are going to play for the coach. I really do. But as you say, the talent's not going to be there to go anywhere near the playoffs, and we haven't got the cap to add to it to make it happen. So,
ECK says 55, but then he Googled it and said 54. ECK Sports is now the Googler Junior. Zach, of course, I cannot Google. I am not home to Google since I just got out of lab. Oh, Zach, you and your excuses. You and your excuses. Always got an excuse. We're going to have a grocery bagger on the roster. Who knows? Maybe they can find the talent off the street since we can't do it in the draft the last few years. Do you think we're going to hit on the draft, Tom? I mean, do you think, and this was one of the stupidest things I saw on Twitter recently, besides the fact about Kafka and his offense, but people are always like, this guy's going to fall to 5. There's only 4 people picked ahead of it. How the hell is he falling to 5?
Did he fall off the bottom step?
If Neil or Hutchinson falls from 1 or 2 to 5, then I'm shocked. Beyond anybody else, they're not really falling 2 spaces.
Take your pick on who you think's going number 3. If they fall to 5, 3 to 7, you're probably looking at the same 4 or 5 players.
Right.
On almost every draft board.
I would say that,
change them around. Yeah.
I would say that if you take, it's a great point. If you look 1 to 7, I bet it's the same. Almost every draft is the same 7 guys, and maybe not in the order, but it's the same 7 guys.
The only potential exception would be if you've got someone that's made a trade up because they want a quarterback and they haven't got a team in the top 7 taking quarterback. They make a trade up and they bring a quarterback in.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm saying if we don't have any trades, if we don't have
exactly, that's what I'm saying. If you look at the non-trade drafts, they will all be the same 7 players. I would have thought there'd be the odd one here or there with a random person rising massively up their board. I
like this comment right here. We should be called the New York Street Free Agents next season. I like that. I think I'm going to play. I think I'm suiting. I think I'm suiting up. Why not?
I believe Shane sent out a whole load of scouts into Central Park.
I think he did. Skylar says, "What's up?" The Giants. Let's see here.
I need to wake up.
I know you're a little slow today. I can't carry this whole thing by myself. Remember Parcells' first year when he won 3 games? It's going to be a 3-year rebuild. The problem with Parcells is he came in at 83, won 3-12-1. He said he listened to everyone. The Giants in 81 made the playoffs under Ray Perkins. In 82, they still had a good team. The only problem is they had the strike that year in 82. So in 83, there was actually expectations for the Giants, but Parcells started Scott Bruner over Phil Simms. And he even says he went back and said he should have started Phil Simms because he was a better quarterback, but he listened to too many people. So in 84, he basically said, if I'm getting fired, I'm going to getting fired doing it my way, because he almost got fired after his first season. So it wasn't really a 3-year rebuild from 3-12-1. It was a 1-year rebuild because the team was already in the playoffs in 81. It probably should have made the playoffs in 82 if it wasn't for the strike. Sorry.
That's right. No, it was interesting. It was before I was born, but it was very interesting.
Giant history. I think we're going to draft well. You know what? You know, Skylar, I would say this. If it was the same regime as the previous 3 seasons, I would disagree with you. But hey, listen. This is a new, kinder, gentler Tim. This is it. This is a new one. I mean, it could happen. Got chills.
Well, we've got nothing to go off. We don't know what these guys are going to do, right? This is their first time doing it when they're calling the shots by themselves. You've got to be optimistic. I think I am optimistic going in, but we're still not going to know whether the draft is a success or not until at least 2023 at the earliest, but more like 2024.
You need at least 3, and I've said this a million times. You need 3 years after the draft.
And the other thing is, you can bring in good players, and for reasons that you can't predict, they might not work because it just might not be the right environment for them that you can't necessarily predict. But also, you have to look at the coaching. Do I think that every single player that we brought in the last couple of years under Joe Judge has been terrible? No, I think some, McKinney, Ojolari's got promise, Thomas, obviously. I think they have been good. Do I think some of the others might have been better had they had a better or different coaching staff? Then I think probably that is fair. And you've made videos in the past about how we can't cultivate and keep the talent, but they're going elsewhere, and these players are still playing in the league, which probably shows we've drafted well, but we haven't done the job once they come in through the door to make the difference. And now that doesn't mean I don't think we've ever made a mistake, but I do think that we're finding the players with talent. We're just not keeping them.
We're just not keeping a position. Where's L at? Where's Mr. El Gigante? Where is he at? I haven't seen him. I saw one comment from L. He was drinking the last stream. It was awesome. I don't think you weren't around for Friday stream. he was having a good time with him and OGR were both drinking. I was the only one that wasn't drinking. And I think it's crazy that all these people saying to me, you know what, you're always the harbinger of doom and this and this. And
it is my professional opinion that now is the time to panic.
I'm not saying it's time to panic. I'm not. Let's see what happens.
Well, not only let's see what's happened, but we've got to give the regime a pass this year. They are in an absolute state not of their own making.
Watch this. I'm giving them a pass for the next 2 years.
Bar them doing something stupid, I don't disagree.
Unless they do something idiotic, and I will call them out if they do something idiotic. But I am giving them the opportunity for the next 2 seasons.
I also think they're making mistakes. This is their first time at this level, and look,
they're gonna make mistakes.
In all jobs, in whatever you do, when you go to a new level, you make mistakes. You know, even when you make mistakes.
I was always perfect.
I know, but there's an exception to every rule.
Yeah, me. Positional value. That's what I think. Do not go for defense. Do not go for defensive tackle or running back. That should be, you know what, they should get a post-it note. I'm going to send the Shane a post-it note. I'm going to write defensive tackle, running back, punter, and kicker. And I want him to put it on his draft board and put in big letters, do not draft.
Not even in the later rounds.
No, we don't need him.
I heard someone saying that there might be a punter, the Senior Bowl punter, I forget his name, might go in the 4th round.
Was he an MVP? Was he an MVP?
Oh, no idea.
Was he?
I'll look up his name. Hold on.
Why is everyone, and I keep seeing the Sauce Gardner, why the cornerback? Why is everyone all of a sudden so deep into the sauce?
Because they got
Can you tell me why? Over Stingley.
I mean, I haven't looked at Gardner or Stingley overly at this point, but
Stingley
Stingley was like the top corner in his.
Stingley is known to be top corner in the draft.
Yeah,
but everyone now is we got to get the sauce. We got to get the sauce. Now, listen, I love a good pun. You know, I love a good nickname, but
I used your phrase "lost in the sauce" the other day, and someone just looked at me as if I'd gone completely mad. There you go. Jordan Stout. People were talking about him going on day 2 in the draft. I was like, a punter on day 2. You said.
Well, Sebastian Janikowski went in the first round. He was a kicker, but he went in the first round.
It's not usual, though.
No, it's not usual. It's not usual. I got a bone to pick with some people here real quick. I had a really good hair day on Friday and Sunday. No one mentioned it. I had a good hair day again today, and it's raining here, and nobody mentioned that a little bit. You know, so just want to throw that out there. Just want to tell people that.
I thought you had a good hair day every day.
Well, some days are better than the others. I'm hitting 50% considered.
Are the sort of tiers of awesomeness? You never drop out of awesome. It's just which tier of it you're in.
It's just which tier of awesome is my. It isn't hitting 50%. Isn't hitting 50% considered a good draft. We got a long way to get to that rate. And listen, with the Giants hitting 2%, it's a good draft. And that's not true because back in the day we drafted. The thing is about the draft. If you look at like the 2007, 2011 drafts, Super Bowl years, those players became role players. The drafted players were a big reason that the Giants won in those 2 years. They became role players. So they actually hit on a lot of players. It's the longevity of cultivating the talent that the Giants have. Sometimes they don't have a problem finding the guys. They have problems finding the guys and keeping the guys.
Yeah, and you also have to set your expectations about what's a hit when you get round to like rounds 5, 6, 7. You know, if you keep a player back end of your roster and he contributes something and he's a 7th round pick for 2 or 3 years, you probably got to say that's a hit.
Right. Oh, we actually got a B-. I gave it a C+. I gave it a C last year. Last year's draft, and I got yelled at again. I'm always getting fucking yelled at. Why do I come back? I always get yelled at.
Because if you didn't come back, you wouldn't have got to invent poppycockers. Sorry, not invent. It's a real place, obviously.
It's a real place in my head. OGR is here. That's all we needed. OGR, Mr. L.
Has he got a beer in his hand, or is he waiting till 6?
Well, it's only 4:25.
That's what I said. I'm asking if he's waiting till 6.
We're not all alcoholics. Okay. I know that may be commonplace in the UK, but we're not all alcoholics here, dude. Pound that like button. Two-toe pounds the Eagle fans. That's a good one, Jeff. Yeah, hit the like button. Because if you don't, nothing's going to happen to you. Bad things will happen to you. And I'll cry. L says, no quarterback who played on the final year of his contract, whether 4-year, then the option to decline in the 5th year would exercise without an extension, has earned a second contract as a starter. You're right. I saw that they listed the quarterbacks that did not get their option picked up. And in the New York Post, I believe. Yeah, I think it was. Ahead. I saw that, and that was oh geez, stop reading ahead. The idea is to look at the comments that are ahead of you.
Read ahead so you can Google, he says. When I read ahead so I can Google, which I don't do well.
Shut up. You don't read ahead to Google before I get there.
Wow, you can't win with you, can you? Oh.
No, you can't. You can't. Oh, I got something new.
I'm Batman.
It's the Joker. The Joker's here. You can't. The worst part is you can't because he's got green hair. Oop, look at that. It's the Joker. It's the Joker.
You're getting some kind of weird light from him. It goes rainbow colored hair.
Yeah, I know, because his hair is green. I have a green screen, so his hair is green.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So he's getting the reflection off the green screen. It's the Joker. I got that as a present. It's another one of my toys.
Such a child.
Where does he get such those wonderful toys? As per the New York Post. Thank you, Al. Thank you, my brother. You got to come back on, my friend. I enjoyed having you back on. We have to start it from the beginning, though. We got to all start drinking together. So I think some of us were at different levels on Friday. They'll get a mulligan if they keep Daniel Jones this year. They'll get a mulligan for 3 years if they take Malik Willis.
Do you know what? I'm half hoping we don't get Malik Willis just to watch you go absolutely mad.
All aboard the Malik Willis Express.
Never, because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I feel like Wink. They're gonna take a corner high if he can find one of his big cover corners that can cover. You have James Bradbury. He's a big cover corner who can cover. We need a linebacker. Well, Wink's defense is not going to work. Well, I know, but to be fair, we need a lot of things. But Wink's defense is not going to work if we don't have a speedy linebacker in the middle who can cover and blitz.
Is it quicker to name what we don't need?
I don't think we need a place kicker. The water boy, the Gatorade guy, on point. Good. On point. We don't need a groundskeeper because it's turf.
Yep. But we do need the stadium maintenance guys because they've got to switch from green to blue every other week.
That's true. That's why they need to decline the 5th yard. But they have to decline it because that's in May, early May. They have to make that decision. Now, if you want to see me blow up, if you want to see a blow up, Tom, that's going to be if they're
not going to. They're not going to.
Well, I know they're not going to, but if they pick that up, that's going to just there's going to be. It's gonna be bad.
You can't pick it. You can't pick it up with his neck. You can't pick it up with his performances. He's not a Shane guy. You're not picking it up. Like you're not picking it up. It's not gonna happen. We don't need to worry.
So you're saying they're not picking it up?
Pretty sure. That is my final answer. You can lock it in as orange, and I don't need a 50-50. Don't need to phone a friend. I'm all good.
James, Tim, what's up, my brother Dom? The Don Juan. What's up, room? Yes, you have to give these guys some time and have a fair chance. I'm using the cup, James. I'm using the cup. It's James is in the Sharks and he likes Jaws. But look, James, see this, you got to get this cup. First, it's a teamwork cup, and it's a big tactical Bigfoot riding the great white shark with lasers. So you have to get this cup for your shark collection. He's got a sign, James does, that's from Jaws, and it's about Quint's. It's a sign from Quint's shop, the guy that goes up to kill the shark. I want that sign. Sauce Gardner has not allowed a TD in the last 16 games he's played. That's great. That's in college. I have yet to give up a touchdown in my NFL professional career. Doesn't mean anything.
I know what you're saying, but you can only judge these guys in the draft based on what they've done in college and how you think that's going to.
No.
Yes, you can. Then you've got to see. No, then you've got to see what do you think they can translate.
This is our problem. No. I'm going to break the news to you. Once you're done with college, college is over. You go to the NFL, the players, majority of them are the same size, same talent level. You're not playing Dubuque State. You're not playing Sister Mary of the Poor. You are playing against
professional. If you're playing New York Giants, you might be.
You might actually be. We might need someone from Dubuque State. You have to, and this is the problem I think what fans get. This is why I'm going to toot my own horn here. This is why I get the draft right talent-wise the majority of the time. Because people will go back and go, well, against Acorn State, he had 17 tackles, 4 pass defenses, and 3 interceptions. Well, that's great, but you're not playing Acorn State. You're not playing you're not playing against a guy, unless you're playing the Giants, that's going to be selling cars or working in a factory or doing something, working at the Apple store. You're not playing against those guys. So that's why they have the combine. That's why they have individual workouts. And I will tell you this from experience. The NFL, most good NFL teams that are good talent evaluators evaluate the talents on attributes, not on a performance in college 3 years ago.
You done?
I'm done.
Can I finish?
Nope.
I'm going to finish anyway, unless you put me in timeout, which you certainly will. But
there we go. You got to be a smart ass. That's where you go. Go ahead.
Can I talk now? Thanks. What I was going to say, you can only judge them what they do in college, but exactly what you've just said. It's not about their stats. It's about their technique. Et cetera, and how they are then performing, because that's the bits you want to see how that's going to translate.
I'm going to destroy your opinion right now.
You just did, but that's what I was about to say.
Andrew Thomas. You're talking about going off of technique. Andrew Thomas. His whole technique in college evidently changed, and then he regressed, correct? And then we changed line coaches, correct? And then we changed line coaches again, correct? So he's 2 seasons away from college. So they're not ever looking at what he did in college anymore. No, and most individuals and most pro individuals, I'm gonna tell you this right now, they sit there and they will look. They'll look at game film and use it as a guideline, but they have to fit the system. They have to have the attributes. They have to have the mental fortitude. They have to have this is why they have interviews. This is why they have the combine. This is why they have pro days. This is why they have individual workouts. They use the college film as a basis. And I've said this before. There's a great movie. That's not a great movie. It's a teen movie. And this one girl is the most popular girl in school, and they graduate. And then the big football players, her boyfriend, they break up. And they're like, well, how can you break up with him? He's the most popular guy in high school. And she looks at him and goes, yeah, and high school's over. That sums it up right there.
I was going to say which movie, but they're pretty much describing any teen movie about high school.
Can't hardly wait. Can't hardly wait, it's called. Zach, James Williams says happy birthday. Says happy birthday to you. Stingley has sucked for the last 2 seasons, has been injured. Sauce has proved and has not allowed a single touchdown of his career in college. And this is how many lockdown corners have we seen in college get toasted in the NFL?
Get the guy who was the first corner taken a couple of years back, hasn't had it.
What's the name of Joku? Joki G. The kid that went to Detroit, Jeff something, whatever his name is.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah,
went high level, locked down everybody. Michael, I'm not going to say who, but I almost give it away. There's a tight end that came out this year. The Greek god of all tight ends, Zeus, has come down from Mount Olympus and taken this tight end from the University of Florida and said, "You're going to be the greatest tight end that has ever played in the NFL." He did not. He scored 1 touchdown on a team where he was pretty much the first option.
He was pretty much the only option.
And he scored 1 touchdown. He was going to be the Zeus of tight ends.
He's yet to score a touchdown.
He can't do in the end zone what he did in college.
He's yet to score a touchdown on US soil, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think
he scored overseas.
In London. Yeah.
He can't. You don't judge that. You don't judge. And this is what it aggravates me. And I'm not saying how wonderful I am, but this is how I get these drafts right when we draft guys. I don't look at them in college. I use their college as a basis, not a final decision. You look at everything else. You look at their attributes. You look at their pro days. You look at everything else, and then you make a decision on what their talent level is. You're not drinking yet, my brother. It's 4:36. I was at a Malta yesterday. Sorry. I ordered from a Spanish restaurant yesterday. It was good. It was good. I had a Cuban sandwich.
I haven't had Spanish food for a long time.
Well, do they have Spanish restaurants?
Yeah. Not many, admittedly.
We have a Spanish restaurant down the road because I only cook Spanish food in the house majority of the time. We always have rice and beans. We always have we always have rice on the stove. We always have either red beans or black beans or some other thing. So we actually order. And I think it's funny that we actually ordered out Spanish food, and I got a Cuban sandwich. I'm not going to get into it again because the bread was all screwed up on it. I'm not even going to talk about that. Tim and Dom.
At least it's not bothering you still.
No, it's not bothering me. It was only happened yesterday. I agree. What's going on? Tim and Dom, glad to listen on my drive home. I love when people listen on the drive home. People ask me about what happened with the radio. Radio show is going to be probably in 2 weeks. We lost power. Can't do a radio show if you don't have any power. I learned that. So we are going to do the first show. I will announce it. I'm doing fill-ins, so I need to wait for someone to fill in for. And then once we get to there, then we'll go there. But we lost.
And also 2 weeks gives me plenty of time to perfect my new accents.
You're gonna have to. Yo, this is Dom from Cleveland.
I'll just do my British accent. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I know that'll make it even worse. Panthers really need to fix their O-line. They do. They do need to fix it. They have a lot of problems, but they also need a quarterback.
Can say their quarterback as well.
They're like us. Gettleman's story drafts well on the back end of the draft. Horrible front end. You're not wrong. Gettleman has found some guys. And some of his front end guys are not terrible. I mean, like I said, another stupid thing that I saw on Twitter, Saquon Barkley. The kid ran for 1,000 yards twice in 2 years.
He's the worst player on the roster, though, to be
worst player on the roster. Rookie of the year. He got hurt and tried to come back from the injury. And he's not where he needs to be yet because he actually had a pretty major knee injury. But he's the worst player on the roster.
We started to see the Barkley we were hoping to see towards the tail end of the season. And I don't think that was a full Barkley either. He stays healthy in the offseason, and we get some kind of blocking going on the line, and we could see season 1 Barkley.
Right. Slam that like button like L slams a shot. Empty that shot glass on the bar, guys. Come on, slam that like button. We're going to get to 10,000. We get to 10,000.
Got to hope so. What was 154 to go, wasn't it?
I don't know. That's what it was earlier. And Zach can't Google anything because he's all right. We are at right now. We are at someone goes, man, are you gonna get to it by the end of today? Like, I don't think so. All right, we're at 9,848. So I guess that's 152. 152.
We're too closer than we were.
Oh, you were at 154 earlier.
Yeah. We're too close.
Logic Finest breaks out saying, listening while working on some contracts.
Best of luck with those contracts. Enjoy.
Best of luck. Good luck with that. Hopefully, I'm glad you're not drinking. Mark says, I think we trade down. He's
working late.
He is working late. That's true. That's right. I keep forgetting he's overseas. Yeah, I think we're going to trade 7, Dom.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you got it with the cap anyway. Because you trade out the top 10, you save a load of money. Still think you can pick up value there, and you can pick up other trade assets either this year or next. Yeah, it makes sense. It's a preferred option trade 7 over 5.
It is. No beer till 6:30. Okay. Cheers, 420. We're cheering. So Poppycockers is off Route 17. Lol, just kidding. Dom doesn't know Route 17 in New Jersey. I was like, Dom doesn't know that, but I understand. It's yeah, I get that. That's actually pretty funny. You know what? We haven't done Poppycockers in a while. We're gonna have to do that later. That's a bad amount of thing.
I was going to say, you might want to rephrase.
That was pretty good right there. Bada bing, bada bing. I like that one. Happy birthday to Zach. Twitter needs to die. I don't advocate
getting extreme.
Yeah, I don't advocate coming, Zach. I know it's your birthday, but I'm not going to kill Twitter for you. I think I get in a lot of trouble for that, unless we frame Dom. I
was going to say, are we back on the Miami boat situation again?
No, don't look at me. I didn't know what you're talking about. Cheers, brother. James and his girlfriend were watching the stream the other day, and I love it because he sent me a thing I thought was pretty funny because I was drinking out of a coffee mug, one of my Black Rifle ones, and she goes, "Oh, my girlfriend just loves your mug." He goes, especially when you drink out of it, and you look up and it's the middle finger on the bottom of your mug. I said, "Yeah, they're pretty." It's like, yeah, that pretty much sums up my life. Twitter needs to suffer a similar fate as Tuto's rugby opponents. Where is Tuto?
I haven't seen him tonight. I haven't seen him.
You haven't seen him, man. We got so many people dropping Tuto knowledge. Have you realized the Giants are not going to draft a quarterback this year? Nope. I haven't realized it at all.
Gotta get to work.
Because
That's right. Yes.
Because we're drafting the next Willie Beeman. He's going to be number 7 out of Liberty. All 6 feet, 218 pounds. Malik Willis. I'm always going to be dropping that knowledge on you people. You're dreaming.
You are going to be so upset if we don't draft Malik Willis.
Probably. Love God. Love saves the day. So what are your thoughts now? I have to drink some water.
Okay, good. Thibodeau. I mean, he people are saying he's dropping down after I think it was a Senior Bowl he played in, but look, Thibodeau, I think he looks okay. I'm not sure he's going to end up in New York. I've no issues if he does.
He's the one that everyone says is going to fall to 5.
But he's the one that people are talking about falling. But different people are going to fall between now and April or whatever it is. So I don't really pay too much attention to that. I'm okay with Thibodeau. Absolutely okay with Thibodeau. There's people talking about him being up there with Hutchinson, but I don't necessarily think it's quite as close as people make out. But I am certainly okay with Thibodeau if he comes here.
My wife just said you had an advertisement for Goya beans on the channel. That's good because I keep Goya beans in stock. I mean, I keep them in business in this house.
But people are gonna talk that they're gonna look into the weaknesses. They're gonna come out and then they move on to another player and people forget about them. All players coming out of the draft almost will have some kind of weakness. They're just focused on him at the moment.
Dom is smart.
Dom is tired.
Dom is smart.
Thanks, ECK Sports. That's very kind of you. I think you might be misguided, but thank you.
I did that the other day. I was telling people when I was in college, people were like, you're pretty smart. I'm like, yes, Tim can read. Some people are like, because that's what people used to think of me. What's up, Fabian? How you doing, my friend? Whoa, we're way behind in the chat.
I think you got a super chat as well.
I'm getting there. Shut up.
All right.
Don't ruin it for love of God.
Just saying,
I am like
keeping you on schedule. I'm pretending to be your producer.
Love God. Thank you for the super chat. Your thoughts on Ajobu? I'm not a huge fan. To be honest, I would rather have Devin Lloyd. in the spot that he would go in. I think he is a guy that's going to take. You know what scares me? He reminds me of Leonard Williams. Dom?
Why? Sorry, I was drinking. I was hoping you were going to continue
because
talking.
of the way that he plays, just his style, just his hands movements, his hand placement, the way he attacks the line. It reminds me of Leonard Williams.
Do you think he's a pure pass rusher? Because I get Ajabu's not one I've looked at closely. I have looked at some, but not
I don't think
Ajabu,
he's a pure. I don't think, and this is why I compare him to Leonard Williams. I don't think Leonard Williams is a pure pass rusher. He's not.
Because they're the two things. I haven't heard a lot about him, but my only concern is, are people talking about him so positively because people are so worried about Hutchinson
That's
that
what I
that he's getting the extra space and time because everyone's so worried about him. He's got all the time in the world to come around the other side because you can't mark everyone.
I think he's going to go in the teens. To be honest, I don't think he's going to go in the top 10. I think he's going to go in the teens.
You'd have Hutchinson, Thibodeau, the Keflidis or whatever. How you saying?
George Keflidis. That's another one I'm not high on. George. I'm not high on George either.
No, I think he'd drop as well. I mean, people talking about him being top 7, but I think he would probably go before Ajabo. But you never know. Someone might prefer.
I would take Ajobo over him. I would. See, my thing is this: Azeez Ojulari, when he came out, even in preseason, you could see the pass rushing ability. When you watched his footage from camp, you could see the pass rushing ability. If you want to go on Dom's favorite thing, if you watched him in college, you could see the pass rushing ability. I just don't see it in Ajobu. And like I said, maybe it changes with his pro days. Maybe it changes with the combine. Maybe it changes with his personal workouts. I don't know. I just don't see the way he's going to attack the line.
There are also concerns about his ability against the run as well,
Yes.
from what I've heard. So, and again, you do have concerns about that, and therefore, if you're taking that with 7, although we're trading down, then I think there's too many concerns there.
Oh, it's good. Tuto super chat. Oh, Tuto's been firing me up in the comments again. Oh, I see the Tuto. Promise, Tuto, you can't give me these comments like at 6 a.m. because I want to go downstairs and work out. I'm asleep. Salute, Tim, dropping by the office to pay the proper respects for all Giant fans around the world, slapping them stinky boys losers out the door. Tuto had some real. If you haven't gone and seen, he had. I think it was yesterday. He had some really great comments on the. I think it was yesterday's video and today's video, the day before. But I think everyone's got to go and check that out. James, hello. I'm burning. Oh, this is James. I'm burning the midnight oil on some of these contracts. 22.44 here in Germany. So that means carry the 7. It's Wednesday afternoon. Saeed is in the house. What's up, Saeed? How you doing, my brother? What's going on? Let's do the Saeed dance. Okay. You always have to have a dance. Fabian says road to 10K. We're getting there.
We're all waiting for the draft, aren't we? Because free agency is going to be a bit dull for us, I suspect.
The big question is, what are you going to wear for the draft?
I mean, I don't even think about it in the morning. I will wear whatever is top of the drawer.
See, this is it. Yes, I think he's king of the almost sack. 100%.
King of the almost sack.
I got that one in before. I got that one quick. Oh, he was not a big fan of George. Jeremiah Johnson. You know what? I actually have looked into him. He could be interesting too, but I don't think he's going to be in the spot.
Would you be concerned at all? He's only a 1-year starter.
Who?
Jermaine Johnson. I could be wrong, but I think he's a 1-year starter, isn't he?
Here's the thing.
I know, but
there is only one position with me that I am concerned about if a player is a 1-year starter, and that's quarterback.
What about a tackle?
No.
Why not?
Tackle,
I get why a quarterback you'd be concerned about, right? 100% get that. But tackle, corner?
Nope.
No. What? I'm interested because these are like traditionally the hardest things.
Size. I'm going to tell you. Shut up. I'm going to tell you.
No, I know. That's why I'm asking.
Size, technique, the ability to learn, physical attributes, and talent. Those are all things that how many times have people swung and missed on big tackles because they look good in college? And how many times have we got people have gotten, not us, but how many guys have gotten tackles in the later rounds who may not have looked great in college? Who may not have looked great in college, but had there's a skill set that you have to play in the NFL. There's a skill set. And you know what? You can get away with a lot in college because you usually, especially if you're a top tier recruit, you're going up against guys that aren't going to be playing at the end of their career, guys that you can push around. But one thing that you can see always is size, technique, coachability, physical attributes. And you could be taught footwork. You could be taught hand placement. You can be taught the use of leverage. Some people in college just rely on their physical talent. Roy Hobbs' father said it to Roy. Roy, talent's not enough. You got to have all these other things.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a good enough player, but I was never going to make it as a pro anyway because at my size I was too small. There's no question, and I can't do anything about that. But it's it's a different sport. But I teach my kids now. Like one of the parents said to me the other day, why are we trying to do that stuff? It's making it too hard for them. They're not gonna be able to do that. And yeah, we do make mistakes on the field, but we're losing games because they're getting one big guy to run through the middle of us at European football. I was like, that's great because they're 7. Well, when they're 11, that ain't gonna work. My boys are all learning right now. Here's how you do the fundamentals. And my best players right now are the ones that are working out where the hell they're supposed to be. And in 3-4 years' time, we will start wiping the floor with teams. And we're winning games now already because they can't stop us because we're 1-2 big guys, can't be everywhere. Right. And we're developing now. We were losing games earlier. Now we're really winning games already, let alone what it will be like in 3-4 years' time. So from that point of view, I think you're right. And as I say, that's why I was asking the question, are you concerned about him a 1-year starter?
Nope.
No, and I think you've articulated quite well why that is.
And I've told this story a million times on the channel. I was a better basketball player than I ever was a football player, bar none.
But you weren't tall enough.
I relied on brute stupidity in football, but I had talent in basketball. But the problem was my talent was for a guy that was 6'9", or 6'10", 6'11", 7 feet, and I'm at 6'2". So I did not have. I had talent, but I did not have physical attributes.
You can't do it. You
can't do it. And I tell the story that we had a player that's Wake Forest came out and scouted, and the guy after the game came up to me and said, "Listen, if you were 9 inches taller, we'd be offering you a scholarship and not him." And he says, "You have the one thing I can't teach, height. I mean, you're lacking one. You're lacking the one thing I can't teach is height." And that always stuck with me because I raised my arms up real high and tried to stretch myself. Never worked. It's like, that'll work.
Where'd you sleep every night on a rack?
I have really long arms too. And that's the problem. I mean, I have really long arms and big hands, and that was great. But the only problem was it just, God forgot to jack me up this way.
I'm just changing your name on my phone.
To what? Stretch?
Lurch.
Yeah, it's funny. I was called Lurch.
There you go.
It's not, and I took it in stride. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Dom?
Arch Manning.
Thank you for the super chat, my friend. I do apologize because I am terrible with names.
I'm going to give it a go. Arsene Shololev. I mean, genuinely gave that a go. Apologies if I massacred that, but
that is I think that was pretty good. Tank for Arch Manning. He's not even college yet. I would tank for him if he was like a junior and he played well. But you know what? That's always a great question though with Arch, with the man. I guess this would be the third.
Third coming, yeah.
No, actually, it would be the fourth. There's a guy named Archie. Senior.
Oh, yes,
Archie Manning played.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So this would be the fourth iteration of a Manning in the NFL if he progresses through. I mean,
and Eli, or I think it was Eli that said it. Actually, he said he's the one with the most talent out of all of us.
Yes, it was Eli Manning. I mean, what is your thoughts about that though? about the Manning lineage. And this kid, he hasn't even picked a college yet, and you already have. And I'm not making fun of
each other.
I'm not making fun of. We'll call him AR. Because I can't pronounce it. I'm so sorry. I'm not making fun of him, but this kid, you have a lot of Giant fans that are like, look, we're gonna tank for the Manning. It's like he hasn't even picked a college yet.
I think we could probably go through another quarterback cycle.
Before he comes out.
We could draft a quarterback this year and go through the cycle and go, no, it's all right, and then we can go through Arch.
Oh my God, we are. I like this one. We are gonna have draft baby shirts. I would like to say that we are gonna have.
I want to know what the graphic is.
Oh my God, where did I get that screwed up? Oh,
draft baby, yeah.
We are gonna have draft baby t-shirts. We are working right now diligently on draft baby t-shirts, poppycocker t-shirts. What's draft? Yeah, it was draft baby t-shirts. I'm doing the logo right now. The poppycockers I'm doing right now, and a couple other ones. We're gonna have a couple other shirts, hoodies, whatever you want, because the site does it for you. You just have to come up with the graphics and everything. So, because I'm lazy.
I'm intrigued to know now what the graphic background for that's going to be.
I don't even want to tell you. I don't even want to tell you.
Is that because we haven't thought about it yet?
Oh no.
Or you've been up at 4 a.m.
I've been up. Dom always thinks I have these. Dom always thinks I spend all this time on this stuff. I do this. It takes me like 15 minutes to do this stuff. So.
At what point do I think you spend time on it? I've seen the prep we do for the show.
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
how's your week? And it's been great. Yeah. So, oh crap, we're live in 10 seconds.
Kind of like what we did today. But no. Everything's pretty much. I have to get the with the vector files and the high-res files done. But
I'm going to pretend I know what they are.
And the good news is Dom is not going to see it until it goes live on the website. I want the Dom reaction. This is a great comment right here. Ajobu is Malik of the defensive ends. He has a low floor and a high ceiling. That's actually a good comparison. Because for everyone that thinks that I'm just so enamored with Malik Willis, I've said this as well. Malik could either be
you have to
Vic or he's going to be a Kiwi Smith. I don't think there's going to be a gray area.
No, you've said that continuously, and when he comes in, he's going to be very, very raw as well. Like if he's I've heard people saying just give him a start and give him the reps early doors. I think he could really, really struggle a bit like Trey Lance did.
Yeah. We're going to sign Teddy Bridgewater to replace Daniel Jones. No, I don't want Teddy Bridgewater. If you want to talk about
not even for a 1-year bridge.
No, if you want to talk about a limited quarterback, that's Teddy Bridgewater. I was never a fan of him. Even when he took the Minnesota Vikings to the playoffs the second year, wasn't a fan of him.
I think he's a competent enough bridge, but you're not going anywhere with him.
I want to be bold. Charles Cross and George. I don't want those two players out of their win plug. Everyone all of a sudden is high on Charles. Here's the thing. This is what gets me done. Everyone's now all of a sudden high on Charles Cross. And I always ask them why.
Go on.
That's the answer I get. Jesus Christ. Come in, mission control.
That's my alarm to wake up in the morning. Not that I ever get that far with 2 young children. Like an alarm is obsolete in our house. But here's the 2 words I wrote down for Charles Cross.
Go ahead.
Project pick.
There you go.
I just looked it up. Now the football's finished.
Very good.
Keeping
hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos, what's going on? Hey, Tim, have you watched Giants Life today? And so what's your opinion? I watched it. I think we talked about it earlier today about the little video that came out today. I mean, I think in my mind, as always, and I've said this before, I think they're trying to set expectations. It's smart. It's the only problem with New York Giant fans, and it's a small percentage. But they're always the most vocal. That's the problem. They're always the most vocal. They just They just can't understand. Oh, USO. What's up, Tim and the Dahmer? Hope you all had a great day. I'll take crossover. I'm not taking crossover, Neil.
Definitely
and this guy, the kid from Rutgers, is getting a lot of play on the channel as well too. He reminds me of Lloyd Cushenberry from Last one passed was 2 seasons ago.
Oh, it was
50 years
you know
ago.
what? I thought it was about 5 years back, but you're probably
No,
right. Actually,
2 years.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
God, it's been a long 2 years though.
I like it's lots going on in 2 years.
Oh.
I gotta look up with the kid from Rutgers. Tim, are we getting a Knicks video? We are horrible. Yeah, I gotta work on that too. I got a lot going on here. We had an illness run through the house, so that's why I'm drinking water and tea like it's going on tomorrow, because my voice is killing me. Oh my gosh.
Back to Neil. I think Neil. I can see Neil going number 1.
I think he is going to go number 1. I personally think he's going number 1.
He's Jacksonville, unless he trade out, don't need an edge. So therefore, Neil is the perfect fit for them. He's what they need, and he's a top end talent.
You have your franchise quarterback. You need to protect his ass.
Well, unless you're the Bengals, at which point you could still win. But yeah, I take your point.
Don't worry, if Daniel Jones is on the Bengals, they would have won the Super Bowl.
we were talking. It was literally the first thing I said to you before we went live. I was like, God, just imagine it would have been a different game.
Oh my God, that I told you, that and the Kafka thing kills me. I'm reading all over Twitter. I think it was Sunday because I did the video. I think it's Sunday. Daniel Jones is the perfect fit for the Mike Kafka offense. Perfect fit. He's going to excel because he's a perfect fit for his style. Okay, the guy's been in the league since 17. He was a graduate assistant in 16. He's only been a passing coordinator. He's never called an offensive play. He's never put up an offensive set, and he's never been an offensive coordinator, but we already know what his system is.
And he's not going to be calling the plays this year, I don't think. I really don't.
I don't think so either. I think it's going to – if Twitter would have said Dable system is a perfect fit for Daniel Jones, then I would have listened.
Yeah,
but I tuned out right when they said Kafka.
I was just going to make that exact point, and it will be Dable's system that Kafka will be able to run.
Right.
But also Kafka's system, arguably Dable's system, might well have to change a little bit because we don't have Mahomes and Allen.
Yeah, just slightly.
Because we have Jones. Both.
Oh my God! And I forgot this one as well. Oh, this was another great one on Twitter, and I forgot when I did the video. These 5 players could possibly follow Kafka to Kansas City. I'm from Kansas City.
Is it 5? I thought it was 3.
It was 3. I don't remember. It was 3. I can't. I was laughing, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would they follow him if they don't fit in Dable's system? Talk me down, Dom.
I really can't. I really can't. What was sensible, and I forget the quarterback's name we brought in from the Bills. That was a sensible pickup, right? He's not going to necessarily play, but he'll come in. But the one that came in when Dable came across. His name. But you know who I mean.
Yeah. Does he know? Oh, Davis Webb.
Yes, he's gonna be like Cooper Rush a few years ago when Jason Garrett came in. I think that's a sensible system to come in, familiar with what they're looking to run, and help sort of transition and help in the locker room to communicate their across. That's smart, but that's not about being smart to play. That's about being smart to sort of help communicate the system.
Right.
That makes sense. You might see some back end roster guys come across because they're familiar and they think, hey, we've got a chance here because we know roughly what they're looking to do. But that's going to be it. You're not going to see any top end players follow them across.
Right. Logic is talent alone can't cut it. I've all seen the Marbury brothers play. I played against the oldest in high school, but only Stefan made it to the NBA and had the least talent of all of them. He's right. Talent doesn't make it.
You hear that a lot in a lot of sports that, people are saying, I made it because I worked hard, I listened, I gave it my all, I didn't go out drinking and what have you. And players far more talented than me didn't make it because they didn't do those things. There
is a player from the Rucker Park. It's in New York. It's a basketball mecca. It's an asphalt courts where like all the big guys have played. You always want to go play at the Ruck. And I laughed though because I played there, and there was a gentleman who is a legend there. His name is Lloyd Sweet Pea Daniels. Legend. He's a legend there, but he couldn't get into college because of his grades and drugs. Tarkanian tried to take him over to UNLV, and he couldn't get in. And he made it to the NBA. And he had a cup of coffee in the NBA. But he was probably one of the most. They always talk the fact that he's probably one of the most talented basketball players come out of the New York area in decades, and it always will be. But he just didn't have. He had the talent, he had the size, but he didn't want to be taught. He didn't want to listen to anybody. He was also into drugs. Even though he made it to the NBA without even going into college, it's people always think how far he could have gone if he just applied his talent and did what was asked of him to do.
We had a little bit of that with DeAndre Baker, in many ways. I'm not saying he was going to be the top corner, the greatest corner that ever played the game, but he didn't apply himself.
Okay.
And that's my concern about Tony. Is he applying himself? We don't know.
We don't know.
It doesn't appear that way.
Well, he's a rapper. Like I'm a rapper.
Yeah. I believe you just missed out on being part of the legends at the Super Bowl halftime show. You were so close. You were on standby, weren't you, in case someone got ill?
I've noticed. I've said this on the show before, but do you remember what my rap name was? I actually had a rap name.
No, I don't. I actually don't.
I actually had a rap name. Shockingly enough, I had a rap name. It was Electric Wind.
Was it DJ Lurch?
No, it was Electric Wind.
Well, there you go. I'm not sure. I don't remember that at all.
And I got that in college. And you want to know why my name is Electric Wind? You want to know why?
I'm not sure I do, but go on.
Because I was always running my mouth like a fan.
You running your mouth? No.
So
I don't believe such things.
So it was Electric Wind. Someone's like, someone said, you're always running your mouth like that fan over there. Someone said he's got electric wind in him. So that was my rap name, Electric Wind.
Oh, it was one up from Hot Air, I suppose.
That was the other.
Yeah,
there you go. Dom's figuring it out. Saeed says, I never heard of Cross until Mel Kiper mocked him up. Well, we should go draft him then.
Did he mock him in terms of mock him high, or did he just take the piss?
or did he go, I mock you? It's nice.
I love it when someone calls out Mel Kiper. He gets a little touchy.
It's not nice to mock people.
Yeah,
Called life. I think that was sarcasm, though. Oh my goodness gracious!
I got it.
Sarcasm. Hey, Dom had a prop. See, it says, remember when the Giants fans thought Daniel Jones would fit Jason Garrett's system? Yes, I do remember that. This was the offseason we hired Joe Judge, by the way. People forget about that because that didn't happen. Now, if you talk about people like Joe Judge, I hated him from the day they hired him. That's what I hear with them people now. I knew he was going to be a fraud and a failure. Really? Okay. What does this say? Tim, that's me. Thank you. We have to give Kafka a chance, but the man has never run an NFL offense before. No.
It's part of why I said earlier we've got to give him a pass. This whole team a pass. They're all new to their positions, and Kafka particularly. The only exception is Wink, of course, who has done it before, but he's coming in with a...
Who is the tackle from Minnesota? Who is it? I know this. I don't remember the kid's name, but he is like, I don't know if he's 6'8", 380 pounds. I don't remember his name, but he's supposed to be a monster.
I will have a look for you.
Google that.
Yeah. You go on to a couple of comments and come back.
Sebastian Telford had all the talent in the world. Yes, he's another one. He's another New York legend that failed. Facts, 100%. I'm dropping knowledge, man. I'm dropping knowledge today. Funky cold wisdom. Don't worry, I'm not going to rap. Here we go. You know, Lloyd Dan, Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea made me look like a fool.
Are you talking about Daniel Filati?
Yes, Filati, he's good, just raw because he started relatively new at the position, only started playing football in 18. Thank you, Mr. Alvarez.
Is he going to be the new Bradley Orr or whatever his name was?
Bradley Orr.
Not Bradley. That's not Michael Orr, I think. Anyway, the blindside protector.
But he went in the first round.
He did, yeah. I know. That's what I'm asking.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, but he came to it late, didn't he?
DeAndre Nino Brown Baker. I got in trouble for that.
I was going to say.
Why are you bringing that up?
James is looking to get you into trouble.
James, as you know, my brother, I can get myself in trouble. I don't need help.
Doesn't need your help.
I don't need help. Now every time I keep thinking, hustler, word, I pull the trigger long. Sorry. Last thing I suck up on.
Electric Wind is off again.
Electric Wind, man. The other guy, my other friend was Lunar Rock, and I was Electric Wind.
At least if you're Electric Wind, you don't have to keep saying you're putting your fan hat on.
Oh my goodness! I went to school with Lloyd Sweet Pea Daniels. He couldn't read. No, he couldn't read. Evidently, he couldn't read. They found that in college. Like a lot of the best basketball players in New York in the 80s, he went to the NBA. He actually didn't go to the NBA right away. He tried to go to college. He went to a junior college. He went to a JC college, and then the TARC tried to bring him into school, and that didn't work out too well.
I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit worried that Greg can Google faster than me. I mean,
Dom, I think everyone can Google faster.
I'm going down and down these lists.
I think so. I think that Greg, who is in Sweden, I think their internet's worse. Theirs is powered by yodels. So
Switzerland, man.
I know. I just like when you get upset.
But when their internet goes too quickly, it melts.
Yeah, remember Omar Cook from St. John? Yes, I do. My boy had a picture with him at his prom, but he was a super bust. He was. And I also remember Felipe Lopez from St. John's. That's another guy who was a bust. One of my other favorite players was Jerome Lane of Pittsburgh, and he went to he broke a couple backboards in college. But he's the other guy. Oh, right there, Felipe Lopez. Was it Dope Johnny? Yeah, he was a bust. He wasn't a bust in he never Felipe Lopez never he never lived up to his expectations and the hype when he went over to the Johnnies. Never did. Sorry. What are you laughing about over there?
I'm laughing at Jeff.
Jeff. Oh my God.
I'm not laughing at you, Jeff. I mean, I'm laughing at the comment. That was comedy gold. Well, Tim, sort of dies.
Oh my God!
Do it more quietly,
don't make me laugh because, like I said, my voice is like. I mean, I got all these problems right now.
Yeah, and your voice is definitely one of them, which is definitely good because you're definitely not going to have a career in radio. Oh no, hang on.
Oh no, Tim Dom equal Electric Wind slow browser.
We've got to do a record, haven't we? Electric Wind featuring slow browser.
I was actually going to refer to Dom as Ash Jeeves. That's his new name. Felipe couldn't.
Bizarrely, and I'm not doing it. I actually do have a more than passable singing voice.
Dom, do you have to dump more tea into the harbor?
Firstly, let's be clear. I am familiar with the Boston Tea Party, but my history isn't good enough to go into depth with it. Secondly, that would be a complete and utter waste of tea, which is sacrosanct in this country, and would lend you 25 years of hard time.
I had tea today. I didn't drink coffee. I had tea. That's not bad.
Yeah, did you have proper tea or herbal muck?
This is herbal throat coat to help me.
So that's not tea.
No,
you're drinking fruit flavored hot water. That's not tea.
I had a Felipe Lopez jersey. He was serving. He was okay. He averaged like 15 points one season, something else. I mean, like I said, Felipe Lopez came with all this hype and he just couldn't shoot. Hey, Craig. He couldn't shoot. That happens. Oh my goodness gracious me.
Stop audio.
We haven't done it in a while, so it's time. Of course, it's Poppycockers time, the best in the Linden adult entertainment in the West End. If you're looking to get your poppycock, there's only one place to go. It's Poppycockers. It's 2 for 1. Felipe Lopez dance night here at the Poppycockers. So join us soon and say hi to Tom.
And Zach, who's got a free ticket tonight.
Zach Attack's got a free ticket tonight. No way Neil falls to 5. No, Neil's not falling to 5.
Nah.
No.
Not unless he gets like a massive injury that's gonna, between now and the draft, falling down some stairs or something.
Don J's got a good question, and it's a good question, but I already have the answer. If Neil falls, I'm taking Neil.
Bookend tackles.
Yeah, I've said that with Orlando Brown Jr. When he was being traded away and went from Baltimore to Kansas City, or wasn't always going to Kansas City, but I was like, bookend tackles, and people were like, well, you'll have 2 left tackles because he wants to play left tackle. All right, I'm second year. I'm shifting Andrew Thomas to right. I got bookends for the next 10 years.
You know what? Top right tackles can earn nearly as much, if not as much, as a left tackle.
Right, exactly. Don, what is the cap hit if the Giants trade Kenny?
Oh, massive! But hold on while I switch screens.
No, not. But it's not the trade cap number, not the what you call it, not the number. And we'll play the music so you can have time to Google. Bringing you the smooth sounds of Kenny G. 72 million. Not worth it.
21.5.
21.5 is the trade number. So no, Kenny G's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. What's going on, Mr. Esquire? If the Giants trade the 7th pick, what package should they get?
Depends where they trade back to.
Yeah, that's
To
right.
be smart.
I did
But,
a video.
let's say 12. What do you reckon? Because you've got a better handle for this.
You're going to give him the 12. You're going to give him the 12th, and you're probably going to get to go from 12 to 7. It depends. You know what? Honestly, it really just depends on what the team is going for.
If they're going for quarterback, would that increase value?
Yes. If they need a quarterback and they're afraid someone's going to jump them, I could see them giving them the 12th or whatever we said, the 12th.
Yeah, if you train back to 12 for argument's sake,
Yeah, I mean, you would probably figure you get the 12th, a 3rd, and probably like a 6th rounder. Depending on if it's a quarterback hungry team that you have something to competing against, but you're only going up 5 spots.
I mean, we're not trading back to 12 for quarterback because it's the Raiders, and they're not moving on from Carr. But
no, I'd like to. Tim, hi. 5th pick, Devin Lloyd. 7th pick, Amon Gardner to replace Bradbury and Blake Martinez. What are your thoughts?
Oh, that's old. Why has it done that?
Why is it old? It's
the Vikings this year. Sorry, it did last year's, and it said the Raiders.
I like Devin Lloyd. I like Devin Lloyd. Here's my problem. And this is the same problem I have with the offensive line. Do we really want to have 3 or 4 defensive rookie starters? The same thing. Do we want to have 3 or 4 rookie linemen start the season?
No,
it's a bad way to play.
You can argue that they can develop together, etc., but who are they going to learn from? Because it's not just about learning from coaches. Sometimes it's about learning with other players that have been there, done it.
Right. Exactly. Who are they going to learn from? Who are they? I mean, who?
Andrew Thomas can teach him.
Yeah. Does not. Guys, if we hit 10K tonight, drinks and me a poppycockers. What's the countdown? What are we at?
I don't know because I have no idea where to find it. You know these things.
Oh dear me! Oh dear!
At least you can say you're carrying the show.
I'm always carrying the show.
You're definitely carrying me tonight, man.
YouTube channel. What is this here? And I don't have Zach. We're at 9,851.
We've gone back 3.
We have actually gone back 3. The frig, Dom. There's always a joke that when Dom comes on, I lose subscribers. But the problem is it's not
actually correct.
James was on, and I'm not picking on Dom, but James was on Sunday, and I gained 13 subscribers. The last 4 shows Dom is on, -2, -4, -3, and now evidently I'm -2 again.
I like to be consistent.
Well, you know how to fix that. So there we go. Look, Dom's not really here. Does Dom work there at Poppycockers? Yeah, he's going to have to because pretty soon he's not going to be working here.
Yeah.
That's the way we keep losing people.
Got to pay the bills.
Oh, my God. Poppycockers is opening up on Route 13, and we will serve tailored ham, pork rolls. Urban Meyer will be yelling, "Go to Poppycockers" on the western spur from the turnpike.
I've given Urban a raise and a promotion, actually.
I've always loved this comment.
He's head of PR now.
I've always loved this phrase or this quote. The only person who could stop Michael Jordan was Dean Smith. That was the coach of North Carolina. Okay, we have to wait until the underwear Olympics are over to start draft talk. I haven't watched any Olympics. Prospects will be shorter, slower, faster. Prospects rise and fall. Yeah, Greg is right. And I've said this before. College is the only place I ever went to learn not how to measure. I was 6'4".
I said to my mate, I said I'm going back to college and I'm going in the States because I'm going to come back and I'll be 5'5". And he looked at me. I always loved that though.
I always loved. I was tall in college. Evidently, I shrunk the day I left.
Another mate of mine in the chat follows the NFL as well, and he was like, "Yeah," he was laughing, and my other mate was like, "I don't understand. You're too old to grow. You're too late to grow." It's like taking it really seriously. It's like my mate Luke just messaged me. He was like, Are you going to tell him? I was like, oh no,
No, we're
Yeah,
gonna-
let him go.
We're just gonna let it. We're just gonna let it ride. We need another second round pick. We can only have one second round pick. It'll help till you get to second round picks in the second, 2 picks in the second round. Yeah, it would.
I mean, I'll take it.
I'll take. I'm not gonna say no. Evidently, he's gonna say no. No. Too big for skinny jeans. I like that one. Phil Sims, the hero, says, "Oh, he's gonna learn from Tim." You don't want to learn anything from me.
You can go and teach. You can go and teach your safeties.
No, I couldn't. No, I couldn't. Zach says 9.875. What were we talking about?
That's your subscriber count.
Oh,
It's gone up. It's gone up. It's gone up. According to
no,
Zach.
we went down. We went down.
Yeah, but according to Zach, I'm taking that. I'm taking Zach's figure. That's gone
Yes,
up.
but I'm
That's gone
actually
up
watching,
21.
I'm actually watching the live subscriber count. Social Blade does not give you the live. I'm at 9,852. We went up 1, but we've dropped 3. We dropped
I'm taking Zach's to make me feel better. Always trust the Googler.
Always trust the Googler. You have to trust the Googler. LJ's in the house. LL Cool J is in the house. What's going on, my brother? How you doing? Oh my God. Here we go. Ahmad Gardner only gave up 13 yards this season, hasn't given up a touchdown his whole college career, which is why no one's talking about taking this corner. Again, the minute you play your last game at college is over. Tim Tebow, greatest college quarterback, one of the greatest college quarterbacks that ever played the game.
In fairness,
Could do it all.
I thought he was the greatest tight end last year.
Greatest, he was a good Andrew Thomas. Oh yeah, greatest tight end last year. Greatest quarterback that ever played the college game. Greatest one. But his skill set did not translate into the pros. I'm gonna get a lot of trouble for saying shit like that again.
I mean, but the thing is, though, when you say stuff like that, I have to pay more attention. I didn't play the game in college. I don't see the college game. All I can do is like you mention a name or someone mention a name. I'll go and have a look at some clips and what have you of them, read a bit about them because I don't get the college game over here. So
Right.
so when someone like you says something, I have to pay attention. I have to take that, particularly when, and I hate to say this, you're right quite often, and therefore you know the two things marry up, and you know someone like myself has to pay attention to that. To be fair. And that was me being very, very nice, and I hope that you'll bring me back next week. And you know, even if it means losing 2 subscribers or whatever it is.
Yeah, you're only down 2 right now. Did I you see, like Dom, I jumped ahead by accident. And I'm gonna get to this one. I'm gonna come back to some of the other one, but I jumped ahead by accident. Where did it go? I just saw it. I was reading. Tim Tebow was overrated. Let's talk about Tim Tebow in college. It was in 17 or yeah, I think no, it was in 17. He completed 66% of his passes for over 3,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He also ran for 890 yards and 23 touchdowns. In 2008, 2,746 yards, 30 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Again, ran for over 670 yards, 12 touchdowns. His last season, 2,890 yards, 21 touchdowns, and then ran for another 900 yards and 14 touchdowns. In college, that is not overrated.
88 touchdowns, 16 interceptions was his college career.
I mean, that is not over. The guy, what do I want? I want fried rice, chicken. General. Hold on, I'm ordering Chinese food. I'm ordering.
I thought you only ate Spanish.
No, I don't always eat Spanish.
No, you only cook Spanish.
I only cook Spanish. See, Yamo too.
I mean, we're all shocked you can cook, but you know.
These fans, terrible Ron Juan, it's matting. Wide receiver, my God. What?
I think we might be missing. Someone's asking about Drake London.
I like Drake London, but not at 7.
Yeah, I've just seen this. Trayvon Walker and Drake London to New York Giants was Daniel Jeremiah's latest mock. I just saw a Bad Dog post about it when I was checking something on my phone.
No.
I mean, you know, it's not going to happen. I mean, that would be madness, sheer madness.
Here's another great one from Logic's Finest. Johnny Manziel, aka Johnny Football, greatest quarterback ever. Every record. NFL, total bust.
I mean,
It's not
fairness to him,
about how many.
look where he landed, but
It's not about how many yards he threw for against West Texas Tech. That's
hey,
why
leave them alone. They had a great win the other day against St. Barnabas's.
West Texas Tech. I'm a Knowles fan. We don't care for Tim Tebow. Chris Winkie, Seminole quarterback, older, won a Heisman, sucked again, and he's a good guy. Also ended up in Cleveland. Let's see, what is Tebow was a beast in college. Can't take that away. No, you can't. But this is what I was talking about, and this is a perfect example. He ran up the score against Louisville. He ran up the scores against Ball State. But his talents did not translate into the NFL. He could do these things because he was bigger, faster, stronger than anyone in college. But then he got to the NFL and he found out that linebackers were actually bigger than him. And the bus just came off the wheels. The wheel just came off the bus. I'm tired, man.
Well, I mean, technically, either or. They've come apart either way.
Shut up. College
Hey,
is
look, I'm trying to do you a solid and be nice. That's twice have been nice today.
I know. I'm not used to it. That's why I tell you to shut up. College is college, the end. That sums it up. I love it when people still talk like someone's like 2-3 years into their career and they talk about what they did against Mississippi Valley State. It's like, okay, you're playing the Rams.
Would they beat East Texas Tech? I'm asking for a friend.
West Texas Tech.
Close enough.
By the time, but you can say the same thing about Malik Willis. You can only say the same thing about everyone that's coming out. I don't agree with that statement, Tim. Well, it's okay. We don't agree with it. It's all right. Here's the problem. Malik Willis was the best player on the field in most of his games. His talent shone above. And then if you take a look at what he did at the Senior Bowl and what the coaches said about him at the Senior Bowl. They didn't talk about the game he played against Syracuse. They didn't talk about the Ole Miss game. They talked about his size. They talked about his arm strength. They talked about his attributes. They talked about his willingness to learn. They talked about his ability to pick up the playbook. They didn't talk about what he did against West Texas Tech.
You're exactly right. And they're also talking about, they were comparing a really interesting comparison between him and Pickett. And I'm not having a go at Pickett here. But they were just saying the difference in the poor weather of play between Willis and Pickett was chalk and cheese. They were miles apart.
Is what in cheese?
Chalk and cheese.
Chalk? You eat chalk?
No, that's the point. That chalk and cheese are about as different as you could hope to get.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Never mind. Doesn't matter. It's a saying.
Use a different expression that I understand.
The point is that Malik Willis was absolute cut above Pickett.
There you go.
In the poor weather.
There you go. Yes, he was. I said
and nearly got a running touchdown. I can't remember the linebacker that got across now and cut him about 5 yards short.
Yeah, you're right. I said on Sunday we as Giant fans need some more reality and less fantasy. That's true. Tebow won a playoff game, and that was more clutch than Daniel Jones. He was. He had the big touch. He had the big the big pass to Thomas against the Steelers, and then they brought in Peyton Manning. But yeah, you're right. He is more clutch. He's won more games, I think, than Daniel Jones. That's not saying much. So I'm not trying. I didn't win more games than Daniel Jones. And you know what? This is a good point. Here's a good point for Maximus. Here's a good point. And the reason why I'm going to bring this up, it's not really the point that his was statement. Here's a good point, though. Usually the Heisman Trophy winner is the best player. Well, not usually. The Heisman Trophy winner is the best player in college football, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what that trophy is, right?
Yeah.
So let's just go to the list of Heisman Trophy winners. This is going to prove my point even more, people. Let's start with Robert Griffin, Johnny Manziel, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Joe Burrows, Devontae Smith, and Bryce Young. I can tell you right now, we're not looking at the guys that are a couple of years in the career. We're going to go back to 2017 because this way these guys are already in the league for 3 years. How many people?
Also, and I'm not trying. I'm being smart now, and you'll put me in timeout. But also, Devontae Smith, Joe Burrow, and Kyler Murray haven't had bad careers with the previous three.
Yeah, but they're
they're also still
they're rookies. In how many people have had great rookie careers, rookie seasons that turned out into a career? So you have, like you said, you have to.
Baker Mayfield is still in his rookie.
You have to have 3 full. I've said this before. 3 full seasons.
I was being smart on purpose. Kyler Murray, of course, has had his third, but
yeah, Kyler Murray is going to just finish his third. I would say he's okay. I think he's good. Baker Mayfield, no one wants Baker Mayfield.
He's certainly not good in Arizona right now. I'm not sure he's flavor of the month.
Lamar Jackson, drafted in the 2nd round. People still have their question marks with him. Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry. Marcus Mariota, who's going to sit there and say Marcus Mariota had a fulfilling career after being a record breaker in college? Jameis Winston, never met a sideline he ever wanted to throw the ball to.
Hey, he threw away last year once.
One time.
That's his first time.
Johnny Manziel, out of the league. Robert Griffin, basically out of the league. Cam Newton, good career.
Might well be out career.
Good career though. Cam Newton, good career.
What, 2000?
Good career, but has never won anything. Never won anything. Mark Ingram, I think people would say he's an average running back at best. Sam Bradford.
Who?
Sam Bradford. The Sam Bradford, the guy that they turned around and had to change invent the rookie cap pool because he took all that money.
I was going to say Sam Bradford. I can't remember which player you kept calling them Sam Bradford instead of whoever it was.
Yeah, that's right. So the next one is Tim Tebow, Troy Smith, Matt Leinart, Jason White. Tom's like, who? Carson Palmer, good career, solid career. Injury kind of derailed him. Eric Crouch, tried to be converted to safety. Chris Winkie, Ron Dane, Ricky Williams. If he stayed off the Chiba, he would have been fine. And then you get into some guys that actually did some things. Charles Woodson would be a exception to my rule. But Charles Woodson, guess what year Charles Woodson is?
I can see it on my screen, so I'm not going to guess.
Oh, 1997. Then you had Danny Warfel, Eddie George, good career, solid career, kind of flamed out a little bit. Rashawn Salam had one big season with the Chicago Bears. Charlie Ward, he never played in the NFL. Gino Torretta, good quarterback, no career. Desmond Howard, good wide receiver. Not even good punt returner beyond that. Had the big moments in the Super Bowl for the Packers. Ty Detmer, no career. Andre Ware, no career. And then you can finally get into some guys again. Barry Sanders, Tim Brown. But that's 88 and 90. That's 88 and 1987.
Yeah, I was 4 when Barry Sanders won.
You were 4. But that is proving my point. Just because you're the best in college doesn't mean your skills will ever. Eric Crouch is a good example as a quarterback from Nebraska, who they tried to convert to. He was such a great quarterback coming after winning the Heisman. They tried to convert him to safety. The Rams did. Kevin, Kevin Dales, your hair looks great, Tim. Thank you, Kevin. Greatly appreciated.
Kevin, no offense. Suck up.
Can I get a super chat for my hair? This takes work, guys. You know how much product I have to use? Oh my goodness. Where are we at here? But Tim, why do we draft players if we can't draft them for potential? Your stats in college help you get drafted. I'm not saying draft him getting rid of Bradbury, but that's the thing. The stats, I'm going to tell you this right now from working in the league. No, your stats in college do not get you drafted. That's not what I never sat in a draft room and had them sit there when they were doing their analysts going, well, you had 47 tackles, 3 of them for loss. You know who does that? Fans do that. You know who does that? Draft prognosticators do that. You know what they look at? They look at game film. They don't sit there and count the tackles. They look at, okay, he did this well. He did not do this well. We can work on this. The only thing I think that college is good for after you graduate is your game film to see exactly what your tendencies are and what your abilities are and how you move against certain players. They don't look at the stats. They don't consider, he had 47 sacks in college. You know what that equals in the NFL? 0. Logic's finest. Al Bundy had 4 touchdowns in Polk High and 1 football game. A legend at James Polk High. Greatest Polk High ever to play. Al Bundy never made it to the pros. Al Bundy's for his TV show.
Thanks. I'd heard the name, but I didn't know when it was from, to be honest.
Mike, I was at the Wake Forest game where Daniel Jones threw like 9 interceptions. And he still does that. So I guess my theory's wrong. He still does it now. Oh my goodness. Charlie Ward. Giants fan, Daniels. What does Ron say? Giants fan, Daniel Jones sucks. Other Giants fans, facts. Let's draft him. We feel Giants fans. No, we need to give Daniel Jones 1 more year. How many more years can you give Daniel Jones, Tom? I mean, realistically.
Well, in terms of to prove himself, I mean, I don't think you need any more years. We've seen what he is for 3 years. If you give him this year, all you hear is, well, he's coming off a neck injury and he's in a new system. You know, he's 306 systems since he came into the league. You know, the excuses will continue one way or the other, and he's in a bad spot. I can live with Daniel Jones starting this year because I have no expectations for the team whatsoever. Do I want him to start? Not ideally. Do I think that the team will go anywhere under Daniel Jones? No. Do I think Daniel Jones is the future? No. I think we've seen enough of him, but we're starting a rebuild, and you know, unless we draft a quarterback this year, then I think all we do is bring in a bridge quarterback. Anyway, so I'm not going to cry if we start Daniel Jones, but I'm not sort of cheerleading it by any means.
James breaks out, says, we all know Tim Tebow is not an NFL quarterback. I just laugh when people say he sucks, but Daniel Jones is next out. Josh Allen. No, I know what you're saying, James. I know exactly what you're saying. I was a Tebow fan. I love Tebow in Denver. I thought it was awesome. I actually got the NFL package that year just to watch the Denver games. Because I swear to God that God was a Tebow fan. I mean, because some of the shit he pulled off in Denver, I was like, and every week they'd be losing. You'd be like, he'll be all right. He'll be okay. We're all spoiled because of Eli Manning. We are. Trent Richards, another great running back in college. Didn't his game, Ron Dane. He didn't translate well into the NFL. If we counted money wise, Bradford's the king of all the. Bradford got that big ass contract.
That's pretty much all he's famous for now, right?
Oh, this is a good comment too. 99 should have been Peter Warwick, but he got in trouble, so they stole the Heisman from him. He did get in trouble, Peter Warwick, and he's another guy that was supposed to be the best player in college football. Had an okay career in the NFL. Why? Because his training skills did not transition into the NFL. And I guarantee you, they watched more film and looked at the stats. Sorry. Hey, Charlie Ward tried to fight PJ Brown. Respect him. I do. I give Charlie Ward all the best. I give him all the love in the world. A great point guard for the Knicks. Not a great point guard, but a very good point guard for the Knicks.
The Knicks had good players. When did this happen? I mean, I don't know a lot about basketball, but you know,
late 80s, early 90s. Oh my God. What's going on, L? What's up, L? Bradford ran a lot of these teams' pocket. Yeah, he sucked, but he got the bag. He did. He got the money. He got the money for sucking. Barry Sanders was the best running back.
That's a different thing, right?
What? Sucking?
Got money for sucking. Never mind.
Yeah, you already told me I'm a hooker.
Yep. Yeah. They. Do you know what? Not this weekend, but the weekend before, our hooker got 2 tries.
I would have more tries than that, man. Like I said, I would work off volume if I was a hooker. Eric Crouch. We just said that. I'm behind again on the chat. Eric Crouch. Logan Thomas was the best quarterback, and now he's the tight end. You're right. Thank you, James. How many players have who've also switched? What's the name? What's the guy? Dom? What's Antonio Gates? All-pro tight end for the Chargers. Some say he could be a Pro Bowler. He played basketball.
Kylie used to play baseball, right? Kyler Murray.
Yeah, but this guy didn't play football. He played basketball. But you know what? They saw that his talent and his attributes lent him to be a football player. He never would have made it in basketball, they said. But he couldn't make it in football.
And here he is.
You looking up Antonio Gates?
No. You remember the name. You didn't need me to, and you'd have.
Yeah,
Your
but
memory is quicker than Google.
But you could have found like his stats and stuff and be like, yeah, Tim, he had like 3,000-yard seasons.
No one wants to know that.
You're supposed to be like my color commentator, even though you sit in the dark.
I know. I don't know what's going on here. It's got dark in it.
Get a freaking light on in the house. It's okay.
If there is a light on,
Take
one of those energy saving jobs.
Take one of the hamsters out of the internet wheel and put him into the light wheel.
We can't afford for Google to get any slower.
That's true. We need to take Ryan's Tannehill leap.
When did
I'm
take a leap?
I'm not sure that. I'm not sure even if he takes a Ryan Tannehill leap. And I'm not making fun of you. I'm not making fun of you. But even if he takes a Ryan Tannehill leap, what has Ryan Tannehill won? And Ryan Tannehill's got this guy, running back. Heard he's pretty good. Heard he's pretty good.
And to be fair, their backup running back this year when Henry went down wasn't bad either.
Yeah.
Tannehill cost them that playoff game like 100%.
Here we go.
You can never say it's just one player, but
Tannehill's a product of having an amazing running back. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he went there to that new system, etc., but it wasn't him. It was Henry.
You're right. Emmitt Smith is the most overrated player in the NFL.
I'm looking at number 8.
Number 8.
I'm looking at number 8 as to who might claim that crown.
I'm just.
Are you trying to catch up with the chat?
No, I'm trying to, man. But I got so many chats going. Great conversation. There's a ton of Giants who have a ton of talents, but talent doesn't translate in the NFL. Well, likely to be out of the league soon. Kadarius Toney.
I'm not sure that Tony will necessarily be out the
No, I think he could return punts.
Yeah, and I think you also have to see how the new coaches handle him. Do they manage to get him, learning the things he needs to learn? Going back to his college days, you'd suggest possibly not, because he came out as a unique route runner out of college, as you say, and you'd have thought that you'd have at least seen some improvement there, and maybe did. I can't remember his college career. I know his last season was.
He didn't have any career until last season,
but it was COVID year, right? But so I don't necessarily think Tony's going to be out of the league, and you can say I'm a bust after year one.
No,
but he is going to have to knuckle down if he wants a career in the NFL.
I agree. I think Charlie Ward would have been a great quarterback in the NFL, but at the time we knew how the league viewed black quarterbacks. You're not wrong, Greg.
In all honesty, I found that conversation on of past quarterbacks before I was an NFL fan actually really quite interesting when you're going through those Heisman guys. Just saying.
Thank you. Dom thinks I'm quite interesting.
That's quite being the operative word.
That's one person that thinks I'm interesting. Dom owes Tim 40 pounds and 23 pence. So that's $9,680.
No.
Am I close?
No.
1 pound equals a pence. Pence in the bank equals 20 pounds. How much emphasis do teams put on the combine? I'm going to tell you this right now. Until Mike Mamula, a lot. Because again, they're looking more at attributes. Greg, Tommy Frazier. Tommy Frazier though had a he had a medical issue. He had a blood clot issue in his leg. That's why he wasn't in the NFL. Tommy Frazier, the quarterback. He had a blood clot issue.
Yeah, I'm my Googling is complete. I owe you $55.
For what?
I don't know. Zach tells me I owe you this.
Okay, cool. I missed the start of the stream. Are we feeling good about the state of the franchise? Oh, yeah, that was on the thumbnail. I feel good.
Good to know. I didn't even know that.
I feel good. I don't feel good about this year. I feel good. No. You know what I should know.
Spot on there, by the way. I feel optimistic about the future, but it's going to be a painful year.
Optimistic. Pro Football Focus is owned by Chris Collinsworth. Really? Does he really own Pro Football Focus? I didn't know if he did.
Let me check. Talk amongst yourselves.
All right, Dom is going to Google.
Oh wait, I forgot the guys. I I forgot the guy's name.
And this is why Dom is part of the show.
Yeah, he's the owner and chairman, apparently. There you go.
Allen Iverson was a wide receiver. No, Allen Iverson was a quarterback in college. Love Tommy in Nebraska. Yeah, Tommy Frazier had a leg issue. He had a blood clot. He could have died. He had to quit. That's why he went seventh round. He had to quit. He could have died. That's not good, Tim. What does Jeff say? Tim, smart move to get rid of Glennon from. They will have to start the ball rolling. Get a good backup like Wolford from the Rams. If I want a backup, I'm still going Trubisky. I'm still going Trubisky. I really am.
What about Marcus Mariota? Would you take him?
I would take Marcus Mariota, but I think he's going to want some cash.
Yeah, it's going to be expensive.
He's going to want to get paid.
Andy Dalton?
I would take the red rifle as a 1 year. Come on, name some quarterbacks.
The Tash? The mullet?
The porn stash. Gardner Minshew is not coming to the Giants.
No, not from the Eagles. He's not
coming to the Giants.
Dwayne Haskins, just to watch you go mad.
No. I didn't like him. I didn't like him 3 years ago, 4 years ago. What the frig am I going to like him now? Everything that I said he was going to do in that video that people called me a racist, he did.
But he's going to be the starter for Pittsburgh until he ran his mouth and announced it. And they went, no, we haven't made that decision yet.
I want some apologies.
You're going to get them.
I want some apologies.
You're still not.
I'll tell you why I want. Shut up. I'm going to tell you why I want some apologies. I want some apologies. Everything that I said was going to happen to Dwayne Haskins, go back and watch the video, happened. I mean, almost everything. And I was called a racist because I didn't like Dwayne Haskins. And I had to defend myself by saying, I'm not a racist. I just do not like him as a quarterback. Sam, I am. I do not like him in the pocket. I do not like him out of the pocket. But I was told I was a racist.
And they liked him so much in Washington, they shipped him away.
I think one of the best comments I got the other day was someone went back and watched my Joe Judge press conference video. They actually
didn't they go back and watch about 50 videos or something and go,
another person did that too. Another person did that too. But someone actually went back and they left a comment on the video. And it was funny because I saw it pop up. I'm like, what the fuck is this popping up? And they said, oh my God, basically you are clairvoyant. Because everything that you said in that video happened.
Just changing your name again on the phone to Mystic Meg.
Mystic Meg. Call me now, man.
Tyrod Taylor, taking him?
No, I'm not taking Tyrod Taylor.
Fitzpatrick?
My problem with Tyrod, no. Well, actually, no, because he's hurt. The problem with Tyrod Taylor is
Carson Wentz.
I saw that. That's why I had to put that one up there.
Medical insurance, New York Giants.
Oh my God. I love this one by Greg. Haskins had 2 lead feet and I hated him too. I guess I'm a racist. You are. You are
Greg,
a racist.
Greg, you're banned.
You're banned, Greg, for being a racist. No, wait, Greg's banned and I'm banned for being a racist.
What about, oh God, he's gone. I was going to ask him about Cam Newton. He was going to take him last year. Any chance you can come back? Because when I'm throwing names at you, I kind of need you to be here. And I know you can hear me. All right, well, Tim's gone, so we're never getting to 10,000 subscribers.
I banned myself for being a racist.
Oh, good. You're back. You're not getting to 10,000 subscribers with me on my own here.
Wait, let's see how many we've dropped.
Did you take Cam, by the way?
Yeah, I would take Cam. Oh, wait, we're 9,853. We've gone up. We're 1 away from being where we started the show.
I'm going to drop 1 this week. I'm getting better.
Well, we still have another 12 minutes. It's not over yet. Anything could happen. Oh my goodness, it's just me. Tim, if Daniel Jones had been drafted by Washington instead of Haskins, he would be fared any better. No, because I don't think Daniel Jones has talent. I mean, I think he's got the talent to be a quality second string quarterback.
He's a low end starter, high end backup. I've been saying it for nearly 2 years now. I've been saying I think it was week 2, if not 3, not last season, the season before.
ESPN.
Well, technically last season, because technically we're still in this season, but you know what I mean.
Was it ESPN that ranked the top 32 quarterbacks in the league, and Daniel Jones was 32nd? Was it ESPN?
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but we talked about it last week.
We talked about it
I
last
think
week.
the only one you said that you would take starting quarterback because we counted Tyrod Taylor as a starter,
Right.
because he was a starter before he went down and Davis Mills took over. You said he was the only one you wouldn't take over Daniel Jones.
I would take Daniel Jones over Tyrod Taylor. It's there. I said something nice about Daniel Jones. People can get off my back.
Well, in fairness, we've always sort of said he works hard, he seems a nice kid, etc., etc. And we've always said that we want him to work because if he works, then you know the job.
I've said it a million times. I want Daniel Jones to be successful because if not, then I've said it 3 years ago because if he's not successful, we have to find another quarterback.
And you know, you don't know what you're getting when you start that process. But just because you don't know what you're getting is not the reason to say, hey, let's take with this guy because we know what he is. Because if he's not good enough, he's not good enough. And that's the end of it. And you start again.
Yeah.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
I needed a water break. I saw what happens when you get left alone.
Yeah, I know. I told you. You can't leave me alone. It's like a deer in headlights. Ah!
If Washington drafted Daniel Jones, they would have moved on already. Yeah, you know what? I actually kind of agree with that. They're the only
they moved on from Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, we're the only team that holds on to mediocre players for no reason. You know what? That is actually a really great point. How many teams have moved on quickly from quarterbacks recently? Josh Rosen, I can think of.
Yeah, that was the first one that sprung to mind was Arizona, but Washington did it. Well, if Brian Flores got his way, you know,
Tua would have been out.
And Tua would have been out, and I don't think Tua's horrible, but I don't think you win with Tua. I mean, someone might make me look very, very silly now. I've said that because there's a good roster there, but I think they'd be winning in spite of Tua. It's a bit like the 49ers, Jimmy G. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback, but I think they go as far as they did in spite of Jimmy G rather than because of Jimmy G.
Right. And Dom, you got to give yourself more credit. Your face makes you look silly. Sorry. Sorry. I had to. You walked into that one. I always tell people, I used to tell people all the time, listen, if you're gonna soft toss it and loft it up to me, I'm gonna swing. It's like I can't not swing. It's a carousel. It's a carousel there in Washington. Anytime anyway, Allen, Fitzpatrick, Jones. Only difference is Jones would have been a backup in Washington because he's still a nice guy.
Look, if you got Daniel Jones as your backup, then I think that's absolutely fine. And, you know,
right. I have no problem with that.
You'd be fine with that.
Smash the like. Yeah, smash the like.
Unless you're a bouncer in a club.
No, that's not good then.
The Giants anyone.
The Giants' cockiness is outstanding. They always keep their trash players for like 2 years longer than they need to.
But they might come good.
It's funny. I think that's the biggest thing with the Giants. They are afraid to move on because they're afraid. Because it's happened a bunch of times that they become starters someplace else.
I think Evan Ingram will become the latest one. And people will bash me for that, but
no, I've said
that for 2 years.
I've said this. You know what? I did a video that I think we should have brought we should bring Evan Ingram back if he wants to come back on a team friendly deal. But I don't. Why would, after being here in 5 years in New York, why wouldn't you want to go someplace where you can make the playoffs?
And also, I mean, you know, essentially New York is a different place this year. You'd hope under Dable with a new regime. And like I said earlier, I'm optimistic, but I think he's just someone that needs a fresh scenery to show what he can do. And I think he will be a very good tight end.
And I think in the right system, he's going to flourish.
Yeah. I mean, I laugh because 2 years ago, he was a Pro Bowler and, you know, he wasn't, but I think he is a Pro Bowl talent tight end. I think he has that ceiling if he's given the right spot.
But here's the other thing that I've talked about. Kind of goes back to my whole thing. Is his talent transitioning to the NFL? He had good stats in college, but his talents also may not be transitioning because of the fact that he's playing with a bad quarterback for 3 years.
I was just about to say time will tell because I think he will be in a new spot and therefore we will find out.
See that? How you know Tim's not a racist? He watched The Last Dragon. The Last Dragon's such a great movie. Dom, have you watched The Last Dragon yet with Bruce Leroy?
No.
That is a great bad 80s movie, kung fu movie.
I've never watched a lot of kung fu movies, but
Well, you know,
there's
because
something strangely
in some
appealing
way, the
about a
Last
bad movie,
Dragon's
right?
not. In some way, the Last Dragon's not really a very good kung fu movie, but it's a good bad 80s movie.
But there's something about a terrible movie, right? Or
Oh, yeah.
it's it's the whole thing of it's so bad it's good, right?
You know, they used to call them in the 70s black exploitation movies, like Shaft, which is Richard Roundtree's original Shaft was far none the best. Samuel Jackson's good, but Richard Roundtree is Shaft. But then in the 80s, it just became bad movies. It's a bad movie, and it's not really a bad movie. It's actually a good movie. It's just funny. You got to watch
a good movie or a bad movie. I mean,
There's certain movies that are good and they're bad. They're good because they are bad.
Yeah,
and the guy
the point I was making a second ago, right?
And the guy that plays Shonuff, who's the antagonist in the movie to Bruce Leroy, it's just funny because it's just big black gentleman and he's decked out like in all samurai gear.
Is it a samurai movie or a kung fu movie?
Well, he's like the samurai.
Are the dragons? What's going on?
He's the last dragon, kind of like Bruce Lee, because Bruce Leroy thinks he's pretty much Bruce Lee. I mean, like I said, it's like that, and I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, are probably two of my favorite movies from the 80s.
Is it better or worse than The Last of the Mohicans? Which is a movie I
didn't like Last of the Mohicans.
I enjoyed that.
Big Trouble in Little China is one of my favorite movies of all time. You know what old Jack Burton says all the time like this? What the hell?
I think the only, it's karate, I suppose, but sort of kung fu movie was Karate Kid, I suppose, was probably the closest I've ever come to watching it.
See, the Big Trouble in Little China was another one of those. I think it was a John Carpenter movie. It was actually meant to be a Western, but they made it into another bad 80s movie. And people always say you're like Jack Burton because Jack Burton and I loved it because it's a little bit true. He goes, Jack Burton's a cocky a-hole who has no self-awareness. So my friends are like, you're Jack Burton. I was like, I got self-awareness. You are the last dragon. And then the last dragon, what you're trying to achieve is the glow. And you literally, when you become the master, you glow. There's a power deep inside you, an innocence, a power of the glow. And Bruce Leroy doesn't know that he's the master. So Shonuff is kicking his ass and he's got his head in the tank. And he pulls up and goes, who's the one and only master? And Bruce Leroy finally figures out and he goes, I am. And he goes to hit him and he catches his fist. And then the glow transfers between Shonuff to Bruce Leroy. And then he's the master.
I don't need to watch it now.
Yeah, you don't have to go see it now. Told you all about it.
You break down of a script and everything.
Oh, I've seen I'll tell you, I've seen probably 90 times. Better than the last movie.
Don't surprise me.
Better than you can. That's one of my favorite lines. You can kiss my Converse, sucker. Oh my goodness, great. That is a great. And that's the other thing. He catches the bullet with his teeth because
I've seen that clip. Funny
when you're the master, you can catch bullets with your teeth. And then he's chopping down the arrows, and he goes, only chop down the green arrows. And he's chopping down only green arrows, and his master goes, how did you know there was the green ones? He's like, I don't know, I just knew. It's a comedy as well. Jeff is out of here.
Sounds amazing.
Your mind and body must be one. When your mind, body, and soul must be one. That's part of the song.
Did it have a montage? A cheesy montage?
No, but it had some cheesy fight scenes.
I was going to say it's not an 80s movie, so it doesn't have a montage.
And then there's this. Will you teach me some moves? And that's the other thing. Bruce Leroy is a virgin, and he's into vanity. What's woman's name?
You shocked me given the context of the movie.
And at the end of the movie, he's wearing all white. It was blue arrows. Thank you, Lamar. Sorry, it was blue arrows. And at the end of the movie, he's dressed all in white, and he wants to learn some moves because he wants to have sex. So he screamed, "Will you teach me some moves?" And then everyone laughs, and everyone has a good time, and they kiss, and the movie's over. It's the Casablanca of African American or Black karate movies.
I'd love to say I'm going to check it out, but I think I'd be lying.
Now, would you like me to tell you the whole story of House Party? One of my favorite lines, one of my favorite scenes in House Party. Kid gets into a fight in the cafeteria, and they all go to the principal's office, and it's a white woman. And kid threw the Jello mold at him because of the fact that staff said that his mother was a hoe. And the lady looks at him and goes, "And young man, I have no idea why you would call this man's mother a garden tool."
No, see,
that was funny.
That was funny. I like that.
Oh my God, Kareem is right. There is a Bruce Lee montage with music in the movie. When you reach that upper level, your mind, body, and soul must be one. It's a sacrifice. Sorry. I told you I've seen it like 9 million times.
Even Rocky had a montage.
Did you ever see the movie Team America?
Yeah, that's what I was quoting.
Yeah.
Even Rocky had a montage.
And I love it because they go, "It's a motherfucking montage."
There's no I in Team America. Yeah, there is.
That's true. Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck was a bad movie. Yeah, see, LJ knows it was a good bad movie. This is exactly what it is. We were talking about. No, I did not watch Out for Blood yet. We were talking about movies with James last Sunday, and and I asked him, and I'll ask you the same question. Which one was a better movie?
Out of what?
I'm not going to ask you the question. You're not going to know.
Almost certainly not.
If James is still around, he'll know. Oh my God, Zach!
I was at my daughter's birthday party while you were doing one of the streams.
Oh, Zach, I heard the car is still there on North Clinton Ave. That's right. I used to live off of North Clinton Ave in Trenton. No, the car is gone. I used to tell the story. Zach ever remembers the story. I used to tell the story when people used to come visit me and come pick me up. I said, you go down the street, you come to the traffic light, you're going to get to North Clinton Ave, and you're going to see a burned out Chevy. And you make a right at the Chevy, and you go down to the third light, and I'm the townhouse, the row house right there. And people used to be, well, why the hell is the Chevy going to still be there? I was like, well, the Chevy's been there for like 28 years. So it hasn't moved. So I don't think it's going to be gone by the time you come and pick me up. I can't believe Zach remembers that. Oh my goodness gracious.
When Tim talks, people listen and people
remember. I know that's crazy. Don, what is your favorite bad movie?
That is a good question. I mean, I try not to watch bad movies, so I'm very picky when it comes to movies.
Well, you watched all the Hobbit movies; they're bad.
Do you know what? I didn't like the Hobbit movies actually.
No, see.
So because they didn't stick to the story. I don't know actually. I'd have to think on that.
You don't have a favorite movie that when it comes on, that you're like you have to stop watching. You have to stop and watch.
No, I have several that I just do that.
Well, just name one.
You've now put me on the spot, and I now can't think.
Yes, I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I know you are, and my mind's gone completely blank, and it's not helping.
Yes, baby. Yeah.
Draft Day. I've never seen Draft Day. There was one I was watching the other day, and that's what's bothering me. I literally was watching it, and I was like, I said to my wife, I said, I'll be up in like 10, 15 minutes, and the movie came on, and an hour and a half later, I'd watched to the end of it, and it was great fun, but I've gone completely blank on what it was. I've got to stop thinking about it. If I stop thinking about it, I'll remember. But that was a good movie. Well, it wasn't.
Whatever that movie was, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
I'll ask you while you're thinking. I'll ask you the James question: which is a better movie, House Party or Class Act?
Yeah, because I've seen both. But I'm going to go House Party because you told me the line that made me laugh.
Oh, Class Act has some funny lines too. There was a scene where he's trying to teach him how to, because kid again he's like the smart kid and play as Blade Brown. He's like the kid from the street, so he's trying to teach him how to talk like he's from the street. And at one point in time, I love it when he couldn't figure out the verbiage of when you're deaf or when you're when you're stupid, how you can use those in correct terms. So you have to actually watch that. It's pretty funny. Let's see here. Lord of the Rings trilogy are my favorite. Armageddon, The Core, another favorite movies.
I enjoyed the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The Hobbit trilogy, I hated.
The Negotiator. I just watched Negotiator. The Samuel L. Jackson. That's a really good movie.
Enjoyed that.
Did you see that?
I enjoyed that one. The other one I was just going to say that oh God, I'm tired now. What did I watch the other day that I really enjoyed? I can't remember, but it was good. I'm fascinating to watch. Look, watch me fall off.
Movie reviews by Dom. I
Yeah.
don't
You know
remember
what?
what I watched yesterday, but
You know what?
it was good. It was really good. Though.
I really enjoy movies, but I'm absolutely terrible at remembering them. And my wife says, "We've watched it." I was like, "Have we?" She's like, "We literally watched it a week ago." But I can tell her what happened, but I can't tell her what the hell, you know.
My wife does that. House Party. Yep. Oh, Kareem, House Party. Yeah, I have to go with House Party over Class Act. Now, I can't go House Party 2 over Class Act, but I can go House Party. Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction, another good movie.
Yeah, I enjoy Pulp Fiction. I enjoy Tarantino movies in general, actually.
Devil in the Blue Dress. Was that the Samuel L. Jackson movie? I think that was the Samuel L. Jackson movie. Not Samuel L. Jackson. Denzel Washington. Arrival. 2016. I always think of the Charlie Sheen movie Arrival from the late 90s. But I think you're talking the one with Clarice from whatever it's called. Silence of the Lamb. She's in
always
that.
like
Jodie Foster.
Brown. Always like Jackie Brown as well from Tarantino. I thought I really enjoyed Jackie Brown. I watched it once late, like really late at night once when I was like 14 or something.
Denzel was in the Blue Dress. I thought that was Denzel. Dom, I love to talk about movies.
Talk about movies when I'm more awake, and you might get somewhere. But
I'm not allowed to talk about movies.
Oh, it's right. No, I mean, to be fair, there's not a lot happening in Giants World at the moment, so we might as well talk movies.
No,
right?
there's a certain YouTuber who told me I'm not allowed to talk about movies because that's his thing. So I'm not allowed to talk about movies.
All right. Well, over here we call them films. So should we talk about films?
I talk about it and say fuck you. I do whatever the hell I want to do. So that's what I say. People Under the Stairs. There's no one under my stairs. You know what's a great movie? What's a great movie? Tell me what a great movie is. House Guest was Sinbad. Oh, I remember House Guest. I actually know that. I actually know that wing. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yeah, I really loved that. The remake a few years ago. Yeah, that
was a remake.
Yeah, it was a remake. It was well, I don't know if it came out as a film, but it was a BBC series, like, you know, back way before I was born. But yeah, it was Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy was it was a really enjoyable film, to be fair.
Jacob's Ladder, Tim Robinson, that was just a crazy movie. That was just a crazy. That was
John Wick is a terrible movie.
John Wick.
But
I do not like John Wick.
But no, as in it's a terrible movie that's good. As in it's an example.
A good movie that's just good.
No, it's a terrible movie that's good.
It's not what you did, son, that vexes me. It's who you did it to. What, that nobody? That nobody was John Wick. We call them Baba Yaga. The boogeyman? Well, John wasn't actually the boogeyman. He's the one you sent to kill the fucking boogeyman. Sorry. 3 days in the condo. I have this memory that I remember everything. It just sticks. Can't get out of my head, man. The Last Boy Scout. That's a good movie. That didn't do well in the theater with Damon Wayans and Bruce Willis. Jimmy Dix. Best quarterback in the league. You blank. Karate Kid. Didn't like the second one. Harlem Nights. I loved Harlem Nights. Don't make me shoot off your pinky toe.
Just going back to Brad Pitt, he was in a movie. It wasn't Lock, Stock, it was the other one, Snatch. He was in Snatch, and his Irish accent. He plays an Irish gypsy in it. And honestly, God, yeah, I was like, that's Brad Pitt. That can't be Brad Pitt. That is Brad Pitt. I had to check. I was like, yeah, it is Brad Pitt.
He did a movie called The Devil's Own with Harrison Ford, where he played an IRA member with an accent.
Was he? I hadn't seen that one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Das Boot, the original Das Boot, not the remake, the black and white one. I love this because Dom is not American. You're not American when you don't like John Wick.
I don't. No. I said I like John Wick. But I don't think it's a good movie. But I enjoy it.
You're a commie. John Wick. Oh, commie. Stalag 17. That's a good movie. Black and white movie. I like black and white movies. Devil's Own. See, great movie. Taken is another good movie. Taken.
Great. Yeah. Taken 1. I enjoyed. Taken 3 got a bit like, really? Are we still going?
Yeah, no, it's like, is it? I think there's a 4.
Was it? Oh God, really? Is it Taken 2 or 3? Where he's like, I know exactly where you are because of the church bells mean you're 1.6 miles away from whatever. It's like, really? Come on.
Because we knew it was 1.7 miles away. Dick. 12 Angry Men, the original 12 Angry Men, was a great movie. It was a great movie. Great.
Were they all short men? Because we tend to be angry.
No, it was about a trial. It was people in deliberating room for a trial for a murder. And there's one guy, everyone thinks he's guilty, and there's one guy that's holding out. Henry Fonda. Great movie. Troy is also a good movie, Brad Pitt movie. I didn't really like Troy that much.
Went on a bit, didn't it?
Yeah. Thank you. I was going to say thank you. I think it was a little long.
If you knock half an hour, 45 minutes off it, it becomes a better film. I thought it was a good film, but it went on too long.
Yeah. Gladiator, because your name's Maximus. That's why you like it.
Do you know what? It's a bit like The Last of the Mohicans with the soundtrack. If I got to concentrate on work, putting the soundtrack on for that actually really helps me focus. But Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels is a great film.
That's a good one.
Really enjoy that one.
And what is your name? My name is Gladiator. That's what he has.
My name is Maximus Murius Aurelius.
No, my name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
There you go.
Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
I mean, preferably I'd rather have it in this life, but whatever floats your boat.
African Queen, as long as we're talking about Humphrey Bogart, African Queen. Parenthood, Steve Martin. We also had Keanu Reeves in that. Drag Racer.
Keanu Reeves, the most wooden actor of the gang.
Requiem for a Dream. I actually remember that movie. From They Live, yeah. Requiem for a Dream, yeah.
There's one here from Logic's Finest for you. Look, Inherit the Wind.
Inherit the Wind. Saw that one.
Inherit the Electric Wind.
I saw that one. Another good Roddy Piper movie, When Hell Comes to Frogtown. Very underrated. Very underrated apocalyptic movie. Rush Hour may be the funniest trilogy. I didn't like Rush Hour 3. I liked 1 and 2.
I've only ever seen 1. I enjoyed it though.
Gladiators, the boxing movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. and John Marshall. That was a good movie. Another good 80s movie. Grapes of Wrath. I'm not that old. The Mask with Cher. Days of Thunder. Tom Cruise. It's Tom Cruise.
I'm not a fan of Days of Thunder. You're still pissed about him being Jack Reacher.
I still am pissed about that. The Hangover. I like the original Hangover.
The first one was good, yeah.
First one.
Second one is basically a poor version of the first one.
Oh, this is good. The Fly, but the 50s version. Vincent Price. That's a good one. Didn't like the Jeff Goldblum one in the 80s. But them. Oh my God. Them is the giant ant movie. Oh my God. I really do only watch movies. Another one from like the 40s or the 50s. And they're in the desert. And they find this colony of giant ants. They're like the size of like buildings. And it's actually the movie itself is really good in regards to how they do the special effects.
When was it shot?
Like in the 40s.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, to be able to do that in the 40s must have been quite impressive. I thought you said 40s, but I thought maybe I misheard you.
Forbidden Planet. Rob the Robot.
He's got toys again.
He brought up Forbidden Logic's the one brought up Forbidden Planet, not me.
Yeah, but he wasn't expecting you to have the toy.
Why not? Bloodsport.
I mean, admittedly, that is a good question.
Bloodsport. That's a good one. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Oh my God, 8-Legged Freaks with I remember who it's. I can't remember who it's with, but it's the guy that got beat up as a wrestler. Tom is looking for a spider. Is there a spider back there?
No, something. It sounded like something fell down, but
that's actually a good. It's an interesting special effects movie. It's about these giant spiders that come out of the desert. Them.
Spider-
Oh, like them was 51. Okay, 51. I'm sorry. I thought it was 49. It was actually shot in 49, but it didn't make it to the films in 50 until 51.
You've made that up.
Of course they did. Destination Tokyo. That's a good one. I know. I saw that one, Maximus. Yeah, that's with Mickey Rourke and Tupac. I saw that one. All right, Dom, what's your final thoughts? We're out of here.
My final thoughts is Hunt for Red October. No, come on. Sean Connery is a Russian captain.
With an English. Oh my
Jeez.
God, Tremors. Have you ever seen Tremors?
No.
That is
No,
like
I
one of my
didn't.
all-time favorite movies. Val and Earl. It's these giant worms that live in the desert that come out from underneath and eat people.
Are all your favorite films about things in the desert?
I like horror movies. My wife won't. My
I'm
wife
not
won't
a fan
watch
of horror
anything,
movies.
but I love horror movies. And at one point in time, Val and Earl decide to leave the valley, and they're going to, I think, to Bixby. So they're leaving, and as they're leaving, you have Reba McEntire's, and as they're leaving, the giant worms they block the only road out of the valley, out of Perfection. The town's called Perfection, and I love it because Val just looks at Earl after everything, because as they're trying to leave, they block the road. One guy they found these dead guys, so they can't leave, and he just looks at his friend and goes, "We just decided to leave this town one damn day too late." And I'm like, that's just Crimson Tide. And we talked about Crimson Tide.
I was laughing because someone put Debbie Does Dallas.
What happened? David Does Dallas. Underrated porn.
In fairness, Hunt for Red October, my issue isn't the film. Good film. My issue is Sean Connery as a Russian.
Sean Connery is a Russian man with a British
accent. Doesn't work for me at all. So I have no issue with the film. It was just terrible casting as him as a Russian captain. Just not buying that.
I mean, that would
like Tintin, Captain Halibut or whatever his name was.
That would have been like, in Gone with the Wind, something like that. And do it. Oh no, I can't believe we've lost Tara.
Draft, baby. Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Do you know they're remaking Gone with the Wind? It's going to be called Gone with the Electric Wind, and you're in the starring role.
I am in the starring role. Rosemary's Baby, because there wasn't a happy ending. Red Dawn.
Have you ever seen The Thing? Speaking of horror movies,
I've seen the original, and I've seen the Kurt Russell one.
Yeah, that scared the living.
I was actually more freaked out by the original.
I don't know which one he watched, but he was about 8, and he was.
Is it in color or black and white?
I just remember I was about. My brother would have been about 8, so I'd have been about 11, 12.
It was in the original was in the early 80s.
Yeah, I mean, when was the remake?
That was the remake was in 82. The original was like in the 50s.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine. I think it was color, so it would have been the remake. I would imagine, but I can't quite remember. I just remember being absolutely freaked out by it because I was far too young to watch it.
American Ninja 3. I liked actually American Ninja. I didn't like American Ninja 2 and 3. I know. Blob. I liked the original Blob with Steve McQueen, Kevin Dillon Blob in the 80s. I'm on the fence about. Any Faces of Death? Faces of Death. I never knew if that was real or not. That's when they showed all these people getting killed.
Movies aren't real; they just make believe.
Yep. Lolita. I've actually seen this movie, and I didn't know it was Peter Sellers. I remember the Jeremy Irons one, Demolition Man. Blow your ass up. Wesley Snipes. I think most of them were fake too. Grand Prix, saw it. Last Samurai. Another Tom Cruise. Blade 1.
I didn't like Last Samurai.
I wasn't a big fan of it. Blade 1 I loved. Blade 2 was actually, I think, better than Blade 1, though. Didn't like Blade Through the Trinity or whatever it was called. Didn't like Blade 3. Le Mans. That was a good one with Steve McQueen. That was a good one.
Do you know what I'd love? I mean, I've not got the talent for driving car. I'd love to do Le Mans. That would be just saying, just how you pronounce it. It was a bit like Jaguars, but try and bring some culture and some pronunciation to these things.
You're about to get smacked.
Yeah, but I'm a long way away.
I got big arms. I got long arms, dude. I got long. It's funny. And
I'm sure you're about to tell me.
It was actually funny. It didn't even dawn on me. I actually
Red Dawn or
I didn't even dawn on me that I know someone that lives in London.
oh dear Lord. I now need to start behaving.
It was funny though, because we were talking because he just found out that I did like YouTube. So he's watching kind of shows, and he watched one of our streams for like a month back. And he goes, "Where's that guy from?" And I know where you live, but I didn't want to tell him where you live, because
Not until I piss you off too much.
well, yeah. But I was just funny because I told him, I said, he's over in UK, and he goes, "Oh." He just gave me this look, "Oh." And I just thought to myself, Dom keeps running his mouth. I got his address. So when he hears a knock on the door,
Bang.
oh my god! All right, guys, we're out of here. We're a Swamp Thing, good Swamp Thing. The chick from Escape from New York is in that. We're out of here. 300. Logan's Run. Logan's Run was a good movie. But Dom, you got any pearls of wisdom before we close this out?
I've got nothing left.
All right, Dom's got nothing left here, guys. Appreciate everyone hanging in. Only 57 likes, so I'm not too happy about that. Toxic Avengers, Trauma Films. That's another good one. Mike's like, I'm Googling fast, but he knows all of it.
Your friend from London knows where I am. I'm at Poppycockers.
You're at Poppycockers. We're still at 9,854. Dom,
Back up. Yeah.
We have you have redeemed yourself by picking up the 4 that we've lost.
Oh.
I appreciate it. Guys, God bless. Carlos, Logic's Finest, Mike Glennon, USO 864, everyone else that's hung in.
Don't insult Mike Glenn. He's Mike Glenn, not Mike Lennon. Don't insult him.
Mike, I do apologize, Mike. I'm tired as well. Full Metal Jacket. That's another good one. Full Metal Jacket. Time Bandits. That's a good Time Bandits that had midgets in it. You know that one.
Yeah. I
We're
know
all British too.
Yeah, I know every midget. We stick together.
I know. That's why I said you know these.
I actually quite like Time Bandits.
I know. I actually like Time Bandits. It's another bad 80s movie. All right, everyone, be safe, be well. Dom, we're gonna let him go to bed because it's very late this time. Appreciate everyone dropping by. We're gonna have the big 10,000K stream whenever it happens. We just won't have Dom on before then, so we can make sure we get the count going again. Dom,
Logic Finance has gone back to Le Carre again. Look at it.
I know, I saw that. I appreciate everyone that's hung out this long. I appreciate Dom for hanging in there for this long. And you know what, guys? We are going to be out. Have yourself a nice time. Have yourself a nice weekend or whatever. We'll probably do a stream on Friday, but we will have some videos coming out. So I'm tired. My voice is shot.
Tired.
Good night. Say good night, Dom.
Good night, Dom.